That's crazy.
Listen, these are some Iowa motherfuckers, so all you gotta do is take them to Legends one time. You're gonna change their whole lifestyle.
Hey, I heard they got a good chicken marsala, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, they're gonna be blown away. Hey, fuck the strippers. They're gonna be blown away by the air conditioner. They're gonna be like, it's so cold.
It's so cold in here.
Y'all really didn't know T-Baby was actually on Rumspringa. It's so cold in the D.
It's so cold. It's so cold in the D. Yeah, no, she was Amish the whole time.
She was
for
Amish
sure.
the whole time. Who would have thought?
Dog, that's so funny, man.
Let's start it there.
Our boy owns a roofing company, and all his employees are Amish.
Really?
Yeah. Shout out Marwan.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Bro, it's an Amish market over there on Harper and Crocker.
They got some gas. I
heard
know the markets go crazy.
Yeah, I heard they meat be fire in there.
Mm-hmm.
I heard
They got that high grade USDA.
Yeah, because you know that meat ain't being beat.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to the Amish cave.
Yeah, welcome to the Amish cave. Welcome to the cave, literally. I'm Chris Platte. I'm with a few of my good friends here today. I got Birdie. You know the deal. This is a big episode. I got Chris Apples, a producer, the man behind the scenes making it all work. And first-time guest, long-time homie, my boy Brice.
Hello, everybody. My name is Brice. I'm just so excited to be here.
The Incredible.
Yeah, I had nicknames for everybody. That's just like introducing somebody new. It's like they don't got a nickname yet. But Birdie's the one that be handing out the nicknames, so he'll probably have one by the end of the episode. Yeah, we had a plan to do like a normal episode, and then
wasn't nothing normal about today.
Yeah, nothing normal about today. We were gonna pod, and we were just some chill guys gonna pod.
Just a couple of chill guys.
Chill guys.
I thought there was a whole script and everything.
There was a whole script and everything. I sent this guy a script to join the show, and he's like, bet. And then an hour later, this guy Kendrick drops an album, and here we are. But before that, the chill guy means Chris. You said that comes from.
It was some dude
like
unironically on Twitter was like, this is my new character. He's just a low key, really chill guy. And now everyone's been taking that and putting it everywhere, all over the. And so you'll see it in the thumbnail.
Yeah, you'll see it.
It's pretty funny.
So let's freestyle a couple chill guy rap memes real quick. Who's the chill guy rap meme was a person, like who's the rapper that's that? That's just a
chill guy.
That's just a chill guy.
I'm gonna give it to Big Sean. Big
Yeah.
Sean, a real chill guy.
He's just a nice guy. He's just a chill guy.
I was gonna say J. Cole. He's just a sorry ass nigga though.
Damn. Okay.
Way too much.
I was gonna go with Smino, someone that's just kind of unassuming.
Yeah, Smino is a chill guy.
Smino is a chill guy. Yeah, that's also true.
That shit.
My nigga Yeet.
What's
real
like
chill
Yeet
guy.
is not a chill guy.
Real chill
He
guy.
just wanted to bring out Yeet.
Anytime you can
Real
put
twizzy.
real twizzy hand.
Real twizzy shit. You hear me?
That was crazy. You did that for the pod. Yeah, shout out Kobe fucking running around with that ice cube.
Yeah, I gave him my Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're gonna hear a lot of fucking wrecking around.
Great for the
listen,
audio.
As long as my little man having fun, man, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
He's just gonna ask his Ice Cube, is it there yet? That's all he's gonna ask. So
Ice Cube.
Speaking of Ice Cube,
yeah.
Look at
Is that where we're starting? No. Fuck out of here.
I knew you was about to do that.
We're not starting there.
Yeah, you gotta give them ice cubes. You can't feed them pizza like you do to all the dogs you run into.
Y'all ready?
Hey,
for all
listen,
the
I
dogs.
treat Skylar real good, don't I?
Yeah, you should.
all right.
Yeah, that dog's spoiled for real. Yeah, speaking of for all the dogs, Kendrick Lamar.
Y'all ready to pod, man? This is
Let's
a day.
pod.
We got the homies here. We got beautiful company in the back. We got a lot going on. We're gonna crack open this special bottle for a special occasion. This little LeBronacy. Is that what we're calling it?
That's what I've been calling it. I've been trying to get it to stick.
So 2 weeks ago we had like a housewarming party that I was allegedly there for. And
Allegedly.
And
You attended for a moment.
yeah, I was there for a moment, and so somebody gave this to me, and I have no clue who. So shout out to whoever. I hope you're watching this. I assume you are because you're a friend. So, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep the package. But damn, it's actually like custom bottle. Like it's actually got the LeBron shit and all that.
Yeah, it's still the same price as regular Hennessy, but it's They don't gotta know that. Well, I guess they do now. It's a special edition.
Yeah, it's a
you don't know.
very hard to find.
Very hard to find.
Very exclusive. Somebody that got this for me, obviously, because I'm a big deal. But no, we're gonna celebrate, man. It's a good episode. It's a good episode.
Lay hen.
Woke up looking for the broccoli.
We're gonna have
Lay
a good
hen.
time. Kendrick Lamar. We're gonna get into it because there's all
Holy.
sorts of. We're gonna talk about the album. We're gonna talk about
Broski
there's
don't bless the
conspiracies.
bottle. Ooh, that's crazy.
I didn't bless the
That's
bottle. I didn't. I
crazy.
was too anxious to drink. That's alcoholic in me.
Yeah, we got it.
Alcoholic in me.
And we drinking the
Ooh,
LeBron
what
shit.
you
Yeah,
doing?
we all about to start
I
lying in
didn't
a
even
minute
know
here.
I was getting a drink.
All right. We're not gonna, yeah, no.
We got a drink up there.
Yes, we do. Yes, sir.
It's about to be Club Shay Shay in this bitch right
Club
now.
Shay Shay in this bitch. Here you go. Pour your drink so I don't look like Diddy out here. Just pouring motherfuckers drinks.
Yo,
We were reading.
That's my fault. I'm
Hey, yeah. Yeah,
What
it's
side
his fault.
what side of baby say? We got pills in the party. Bill
Hey,
Cosby.
look,
Yeah.
when you ain't planning on drinking, but you do it anyway, because you're a chill guy.
You're just a real chill guy.
He's
Chill
just a
guy.
real chill guy. Yeah,
It's
here
a
you
real
go.
chill
There's
guy.
Coca-Cola there.
Could you,
If you want.
could you Diddy me up a drink?
I'm not gonna get up and leave, but
I'm
I
not
got
trying
you.
to stay in front of
I got you. I got
Fair.
you. You
Thank
feel
you.
me? He ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for you. You know what I'm saying?
Real
Yeah,
twizzy shit.
make sure,
Real
yeah,
twizzy shit. Real
twizzy
twizzy shit.
I don't want to block the camera. This is quality entertainment right
This
here.
is. We should be at the beautiful company to be getting those drinks, but that's just me. This sideways is crazy.
I can't even like respond to it right every time. I fuck it up every time. Dog, that shit is so funny.
Real twizzy
Real
shit,
twizzy
man.
shit. All right, real Kendrick shit. Drop the album.
We starting a pop.
Yeah, we started the pod. How y'all feeling about it? We'll go into there's a whole leg of conspiracies and all that, and I definitely got my thoughts, and I'm here to take some victory laps early actually.
Okay.
Too. But before I do that, everybody, I'll go around the room. I know people want to hear from me, but how's everybody else feeling about the album?
Let's start with the guest first.
Yeah,
Let's start with
guess
the guest
about it.
first.
I mean, anytime Kendrick bless the mic, it's a beautiful day. Listen, the sun shine a little bit brighter. Detroit feel a little bit warmer.
Praise God.
All hail be
Praise God.
King Kendrick, King Kunta. No, I mean, honestly though, I fuck with the album, for real. I fuck with the album. I really like it. There are a couple of joints on there, you know, I'm happy to actually hear. We all thought was going to be called Broccoli, but was, what's the name of the track?
Oh, Squabble Up.
Squabble Up, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that LA lingo was
Squabble
different
up.
on this album.
I honestly never thought it was gonna be called broccoli.
No,
it's not like it was just like some
I knew
repetitive.
it was a
Yeah.
verse. Yeah,
Oh,
that's-
okay.
That was a
But,
fan name,
I mean,
so.
even looking at the track list when it first came out, Reincarnated was another track on the album. I'm like, oh, maybe that's going to be that
the
song.
one, yeah.
And then I'm listening to the album just straight through, and I hear the beat. I'm like, oh, okay, we just gonna get this shit out the way right now.
Right.
I'm all about it though. I'm a fan. I thought it was a good album.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you at? Where you at, Birdie?
I think it's a good project. I like how spontaneous he dropped it, and to see the movement behind it with no push, no nothing, just straight up just dropped it. Everybody go crazy. I think that's just I think it's amazing for real.
It's such a move for him to pull.
Such a big step from To Pimp a Butterfly. Oh, not To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm sorry, Mr. Morale's big step.
Right.
I thought you just wanted to.
I didn't even say that. I really didn't even
You
say
wanted
that.
to find one way to poke at
No, I didn't mean to say that. It's better than both of those, but still.
This guy's Super Butterfly takes are wild. They're wild.
Now tell me this though, I got an actual fucking 9-to-5 job. How the fuck this man gonna drop at 12:00 p.m. Eastern time on a goddamn Friday when I got shit to do?
You gotta get it how you live.
I
You
got
gotta get
shit
it.
to
Hey,
do.
Motherfuckers is
No.
on lunch break.
Hip hop caters to nobody. You gotta catch it while you can. Unless I caught that shit as soon as it dropped.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, I know this about to shake the group chat.
No, I got the first notification of the snippet, and so I posted. I was like, damn, bro, he's doing more snippets. This is interesting. And then I went into a meeting, and then it was like a 45-minute hour meeting, and I come back to all these texts and pictures of fucking screenshots in the group chat, a track list, everything. I'm like, holy shit, it's an actual album. That was yeah, I love the surprise drop. I love how he did that part. I think that there was a lot of speculation on how he's gonna do it, how he's gonna drop the album, and we'll get to drops later on, but I think it was dope that he did it on his own, like just completely. Apparently, there's somebody that tweeted out, and I know he's connected. So shout out to Z. His name's Brian on Twitter, and he does a lot of like push for like independent rap music. He just like preaches a lot of knowledge about the business as far as deals, release dates, all sorts of things. Just a lot of general knowledge, like artist friendly platform. And he goes, and apparently according to his source, that nobody knew the album was dropping today. Not even Kendrick's label. Kendrick just decided to drop it. It was just like,
which sounds 100% like Kendrick, because everything that he's been doing has not been even pretend calculated. Like you look at Tyler the Creator, everyone was talking about him dropping, on a Monday as opposed to a Friday, and all the things behind that.
But that was a very calculated rollout.
It was a very calculated rollout, and he explained it. He said, I want people not to get it lost in all the other music that gets released, and not to get lost on the weekend.
Yeah.
I'd rather people actually sit through and listen to it from start to finish. To me, this really kind of harkens back to when Beyonce dropped Beyonce back, what was that, 2013 or whatever, where she is one of those artists that can make everyone stop and listen. Yeah. Kendrick does the same shit. Kendrick's like, yo, and listen, we got a couple of good albums that came out today, too. I know we're going to get to. But the fact remains,
maybe
there's not like it was a super strong day. It wasn't like a Tyler, or it wasn't a Mac Miller like we got coming up, or something like a big name that's going to
It's supposed to just be a regular week.
It's supposed to be a regular week.
I woke up today a little late, and I rolled out of bed. I'm discombobbled. My phone's dead. My boss hitting me, fucking messaging me and shit. And then I look at my messages on my computer. I'm like, and I got a Kendrick album now. I woke up fucking in a mess. In the weeds for sure.
Like that, what's that meme where it's like the the Mr. Krabs meme?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everything's going on. But it was so funny. So this one dude on my team, he ended up messaging the group chat for the whole team, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm stuck at the tire shop. I have like 2-3 flat tires, something like that. I'm gonna be here for a while." And he goes, "And why didn't nobody tell me Kendrick dropped?" I'm like, you can't get away from it. It's everywhere.
Let me tell you, I'm the director of my company that we're going to leave unnamed so no one gets in trouble, mainly me. But I'm a director, and so Kendrick drops at 12. I tell my team of people who I know are going to be into the album, and then I look and I was like, shit, I got a team meeting for a small group of people at 1 o'clock, but I'll run the department. So you know what? Fuck it. I told everybody, hey, something came up. That meeting got moved to 2. Everyone had some time to listen to that album.
Yeah, it came up in the intro. It was on the docket for sure.
No, man, I was just like, I was in a meeting when I found out it dropped, and so then I just had to like wait to get out of the meeting. And as soon as I was out of the meeting,
you're just bricked up.
I sat down in my debt. No way. No, we're not letting that one fly, buddy.
You're not like us.
Not like us.
I go to my seat, and I was like, you know what? Usually I'm a one AirPod guy. I throw in one AirPod because people at work like to come up to me. We're a company that likes to socialize and shit as we work, and so I was like, nah. I threw in both AirPods. It was like I'm pretty sure there was times when people were waving at me, snapping their fingers.
Gotta lock in.
I was just locked in, man, running the album front to back. I personally, I enjoyed it because to me this was the West Coast album that I wanted. Like if you go back to strictly hip hop, strictly hoop talk way back when me and you did the Damn Pod, I said let's have fun and predict Kendrick's next album. And one of the predictions I made was it's gonna be the most unapologetically West Coast album ever. I was off by one album because of Mr. Morale, but I always wanted him to just like do what he did with the region, and he did that with the battle. He did that here on this record. It was just completely unapologetically West Coast. I loved it all the way through.
It's the only way he could have gone. I mean, how are you gonna follow up the Pop Out show with anything less than mustard?
And also in relation to kind of like the spontaneous album, like the whole, because all of this just came out of nowhere. I just saw the producer for the song GNX, the title track. He sent that beat to Kendrick 2 days ago. Kendrick was like, I'm on the way. He said, I need some incredibly ignorant West Coast shit, leave some space for the drums. I'm on the way to the studio, and he sent the beat. And so he literally like, I mean, he shipped it like immediately. Like that song was made. I barely seen my mom since that song was made. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's the thing that's kind of frustrating about Kendrick, though, because we know that just like he did with the beat, at any time, Kendrick could just flood the streets with music that's quality at any point. But he chooses to drop a project, let it simmer, let you get it, let him go on tour, and then nothing.
You don't hear from him. He's off the face of the
He doesn't do features. He doesn't
just
do
a real chill guy.
Public shit. Yeah, he's just a real chill guy. No, I thought.
I know Birdie's like, nah, he ain't that chill.
No, Drake's more chill than he is.
Drake a little too light skinned to be chill.
Yeah.
That Negro is cold.
You know what? As an OVO guy, man, I respect you for admitting that. I respect you for saying that.
Too light.
Yeah, he's a little
bit.
But no, man, this to me was doubling down on cultural currency. You were right. You kind of nailed it. This was a move that was the right move to do, is to deliver an album that didn't care about first week sales, that didn't care about nothing, was just for the culture, because you had the cultural cachet that you had built through your career, making the To Pimp Butterflies, doing all the artsy things and the culture-driven music that you make. So he had that his whole career, and then he leaned in on that in the battle, which helped him beat Drake. So there was definitely going to be that narrative had this next project not been culture, not been what you would not expect from Kendrick, because you never know what to expect. But if it would have strayed from that, I think there would have been a room for certain backlash. So I think this is what he had to do, and I enjoyed it for that. It was just awesome. I'll get more into my thoughts, but I'll let you chime in there, because I think you got something to say.
Well, I was just going to say, too, I think, like, following off of that point, too, and I know we're going to talk about the conspiracies and everything and kind of, like, the petty side of it, but especially when you hear that Kendrick's dropping an album and, what is it, like 8 or 12 songs are co-produced by Jack Antonoff, too?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
like
I did see his credits, too.
You talk about, like, okay, someone's thinking, and then you hear the rumors 2 days before that Taylor Swift going to be on the album. So people are thinking, oh, is he going to go full pop?
Well, yeah, because then
Especially
Jack
with the
Antonoff
Super
is
Bowl.
like a religiously Taylor's producer.
Yeah.
Right.
He also, I didn't know till today, he was in the band Fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till today.
He was the drummer in Fun.
Bro, what's on the Fun, man?
That
sounds
We Are Young.
We Are Young. Okay.
With Janelle Monáe.
Fire.
Shout out to
Fire
Janelle
song.
Monáe.
Wait, Janelle Monáe was on that song?
Yeah, she was on that. She was in the
He's the one
video.
who sings "Carry Me Home Tonight" at the end.
That was it was my class song, unfortunately, but I never like really paid that much attention to the song.
Yeah, she in the video. That's how I know.
Hey, Janelle Monáe is cold as
Hey man,
fuck.
shout out my guy Will Gill though for saying this, because like he was like we were just going back and forth. He called me. He said that today, and he nailed it. He said, "You a tea leaves guy." He said, "You love to read the tea leaves." I'm like, I really do. I really like to make the predictions of the future albums and like moves and stuff that these artists are gonna make, especially with a guy like Kendrick that moves so unorthodox. So I was like, we were going back and forth shooting the shit, and this was during the battle actually. And then he said whatever Kendrick does next is gonna be authentic. And I was like, well, it's always gonna be authentic because Kendrick does, but at the same time, I'm expecting with the Super Bowl, with the rumors of the stadium tour, you are going to deliver a commercial album, because Kendrick, as much as we love and adore Kendrick, he is not right now to me a stadium touring artist. The only stadium touring rapper that's ever existed is Hov, and he had Beyonce with him. Mm-hmm. That was Beyonce's tour featuring Hov, and no disrespect, Hov's a GOAT, but is
that a world tour or a girls tour?
That's what Beyonce does. So
Girls
it's like,
tour.
Yeah, so like come on, like we can be honest, but
Kendrick did have, up until Drake's, had the highest selling tour of all time with Miss Morale tour. So
he did.
You can say that, but the numbers back it up.
I'll tell you what, the OVO community on Twitter this is their 9/11. They're fucking, they are fucking.
This is their 9/11.
They are crashing the fuck out. It's insane, dude.
This is their 9/11.
The bots are back in the replies.
Yeah.
I'm seeing copy and pasted. You know.
Yeah.
Like obviously not everyone's like, but the community that's kind of, which really, it's like they formed an army once the beef kind of happened. I mean, there's Kendrick people too, of course, but like, yeah, they are going fucking nuts today. It's been entertaining to watch.
Yeah,
I've been big scrolling today.
Do y'all think that the song and the snippet is gonna be on our next album?
I thought about that. It's possible because historically Kendrick. I mean, the most legendary.
Let's not get too far to the prediction part of the next album theory. I do want to just give the chance to kind of highlight some records and stuff first, because then I know we're gonna go too conspiracy and then we're gonna lose track. I do want to stick to like the actual album itself, because to me, like, the things that stand out to me off rip are the fact that all features are West Coast except SZA, which I know is going to be a conversation. I know me and Birdie been having conversation about the West Coast recently.
I'm excited for that conversation.
And then also to me, like, the pacing and content of the album, like, it felt to me most like every Kendrick album is different, but it felt most to me like, damn, if you were to compare it to any of his previous albums, it was like the way it was like chaotic, where you didn't know what was coming next. It would be like a soft song, then an absolute banger, then
it's a collection of songs that all fit together well, you know.
And so, because the first time
rather than a concept.
First time I was listening to it, and you said it, you nailed it, because I felt the same way. This felt like a complete album and a throwaway at the same time. Like, it just felt like chaos. Like, the first listen was overwhelming, but as you sit with it, it does kind of sit more. It does kind of sit more reincarnated as a dope record to me. That storytelling of who are the people he did Lil Richie, and who's the other person he story tells about in that record. It's who's the girl?
I can't remember right now.
Man, it's gonna bother me. I'm gonna look it up while we're talking. But that record was tough. The fact that it had the Tupac sample in it was really dope. The other thing too about this album was his cadence, man. Like, the way he fluctuates his vocals all the time is crazy.
I think that he had some of his actual like best vocal performances on that.
Absolutely,
especially on a track like Gloria.
Yeah,
like it's not like it's like this incredible singing, but he's one of those people, like, kind of like I've always said about Mac Miller too, where they can't like particularly sing, but they know what the limits of their voice are, and they play into it.
So
I think that he did that really well on this, and especially on that song, like, not really singing, but he knows his limits and he uses them to his advantage, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, we were talking about kind of like the storytelling. To me, Reclaiming the Heart, Part 6, basically throwing Drake's attempted jab out the fucking window, but then also telling the story of, like, how success really impacted him with this whole TDE fam. Like, to me,
that was the record I needed from Kendrick.
Yeah, that was the closure that we all needed. In terms of, like, is there some shit between him and Dave Free? Is there some shit between him and Top? What about the rest of the fucking Black Hippie crew?
Yeah, and he admitted that it's like kind of his fault that Black Hippie kind of disparaged, you know?
He said that he wanted to do it, but he himself as an artist had outgrown that concept.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
That's, you know, when you talk about life, that's the most true shit in life.
Washington, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah, because that's the most true shit in life. Like, the shit that we talk, you know, that you do and talk about, you look back pre-pandemic even, your life has changed. Your perspective has changed. And so he's giving that in real time of like, yo, this is something I wanted to do and I was all in, but I'm the reason that it didn't happen because my success, my whole worldview changed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. And especially just the way that he's like, blossomed over time. And, you know, I mean, the one thing I will say is that TDE, which we've discussed TDE very heavily on this podcast, you know, we're a pro TDE podcast for sure. But
most of us.
But you know, they all are very unique, and there's nobody that you could say is like a throwaway out of TDE. Like, they all have their own they're an artistic label. Everyone that's came from them is very, like, it's hard to kind of put it into words, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like they have that artistic value to them. They're not always just chasing a hit. They're doing what they want to do. And so I think that kind of embodies what TDE is in the first place.
Schoolboy,
It's the weirdos.
and Isaiah Rashad.
They're the weirdos of fucking rap music in a way. Like, they're the outcast compared to a label like QC, who has like, at any point could be charting with all their artists. You know what I mean? So it's like, I see, it makes sense of the direction that went in.
I agree with that. I'm just happy we got that Hard Part 6 record because that's what I needed. I needed that closure with the Black Hippie. I knew it was never happening, obviously. I let go of that years ago, but I needed the story of the formation of TD, the way they did it on that record was really dope. And that sample is that sample is tough. Man, like the production, the West Coast, like the synths, the bass lines, the pianos, like everything about this shit is so unapologetically West Coast. I love it. I know. And look, you said, Kendrick's the only one that benefits from this West Coast stuff. As I was, as along with many others, saying the West is back, all this stuff. I don't know how you argue against that with that album. I get what you're saying, that Kendrick will benefit the most, because that's what you've told me, and I agree with that obviously that Kendrick, because he is spearheading it. But how are you going to tell me that LA does not benefit when you can't name 4 of these people that are on this album before this album? Like,
listen, Cali, all
and they're going to get plaques off these records.
Cali benefit off this album a shit ton, but when it comes to breaking off into the masses, most of them nigga verses was weak on that bitch. If we being the whole being like, ain't nobody really had no memorable verse out of all these West Coast artists
on this album.
Yeah, but except for Peekaboo, I think Peekaboo, the dude that was on Peekaboo, was
yeah.
fire.
Well, he was.
I don't know who he is. He
was
fire.
also on Q's album. He was on Blue Lips.
What's that song called? GNX.
GNX. See, I liked it though, honestly, and I like the last guy's verse a lot.
Yeah, we can toss that out.
Yeah,
but
that's crazy.
But because this one thing about it. I'm sorry.
I think that the moment is here, and I don't think the moment is gonna stay forever for those artists. So with that being said,
but
yes, it was a
moment that they never would have had.
It's a good look. It was a good look, and he did exactly what I felt he should do. I already stated this when he did the performance.
The pop,
he should do a song with people. Songs to stick longer than a performance on Amazon, fucking whatever that should go, Amazon Prime. Because nobody about to keep going back to Amazon Prime, but people gonna keep going back to the album. So with that being said, I'm glad he did it, but the niggas he chose is like, that's questionable. I get he trying to bring up and coming artists out, but I think the people, it's like, yes, they do get a spotlight, but he would have had much more success putting on a Roddy Ricch on there. This is where Roddy Ricch
I'm looking
because we already know
he's on it. I don't know where, but I'm looking at it right now. Uncredited appearances from AZ Cheek is the guy that we're talking about.
Peekaboo. Yeah,
it says that Roddy Ricch is on here somewhere. I don't know. I'll try and see if I can find what song.
Might have helped like a verse or something or somebody, or
it says
I ain't hear nothing.
Maybe like a reference track.
Yeah, something like shit.
Because I can't think of many male vocals. A lot of the vocals like on here that weren't rappers were Dodge and Blue. Oh, dude.
Roddy Ricch was on Dodge and Blue.
Yeah, Dodge and Blue is my shit.
Yeah, if you look here.
Dodge and Blue.
Well, I'm looking at the
shit
right now.
We talk about favorites. Dog, that one is a smooth late night West Coast. You know who should have been on that shit was Blast. Blast would have.
Oh, Blast would have killed this.
Yeah,
Blast. Which also you talk about people who released today. Blast came out with his deluxe album.
That shit was tough too.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to it due to unforeseen circumstances.
But
like sleeping Kendrick.
Like sleeping in Kendrick. But the thing about it to me too is like I feel like every Kendrick album got one standout guest verse. Like you had J-Rock on Money Trees. Yep. You had Rhapsody on Complexion.
Yep.
Like every Kendrick album is gonna give you that one. And while in those situations, like we all knew those artists beforehand, but the masses didn't. I'm wondering if Peekaboo gonna do that same thing. Because one thing I think that hurt when you talk about this right now, the fact that Kendrick wanted to have the album be the moment more than the features and everything else, and not release the feature list, I think
That'll
that's what's
probably
gonna
change in a couple
it's
days.
gonna change.
Which
All right.
Tyler's the first person I've seen do that. He did that
Yeah.
on this album, and
Nah,
No,
nah, Travis
man.
Scott already did
No,
that.
Oh, has
Travis
he done
Scott
that?
He
He
did
did
that.
that already?
He did that on Utopia for
He
sure.
did that on
100%.
Astro World too.
I'm not.
That's supposed to be your
big
man's.
Travis-
That's supposed to be your man's, man. It's supposed to be
My man's?
Actually,
Who
I,
man's?
But Tyler did,
Travis Scott ain't my
I thought
man.
I thought we argued about
No,
Travis. I'm sorry.
No, it's
Tyler
a
did do it
walking
on this
boy.
last one too.
Alright.
Tyler did wait a good weekend before he released the feature.
No, I didn't know that was a thing before, but I noticed Tyler
Travis
did
did
it.
it on Astro because remember Academics, the cool guy that he is, was like, look, Drake. He went nuts, dog. That shit still lives on.
Now he was bricked up.
Oh, dude, talk about fucking.
Although no, Act did give this. He gave this album its flowers.
I didn't hear his.
I just saw I saw the clip and whatever, and he's like, look, because his fucking chat was going crazy.
Yeah.
But he was like, look, guys, we gotta be fair. These are good records. Like, you can't fucking deny this. Yeah. And somebody was like 3 out of 10, and he's like, this ain't no 3 out of 10, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but it's not.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't no 3 out of 10. Granted, I only like half the album, but I think it's like a good, like up there 8.5.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I was gonna ask you because I know you were talking about before, and I don't want to like derail you the cats, but I want to know how you felt about it in comparison to like some of the other Kendrick albums. Like, where did you?
I mean, it would easily be a top 3 due to the fact he ain't got many albums, and due to the fact I don't like half of the albums he already got out. So he only got like 4 or 5 albums.
This is studio album number 6. You have
Mad City. You got
Section 80.
To Pimp a
then
Butterfly.
to Good Kid, Mad City,
Untitled,
Pimp a Butterfly. Untitled is not really. I don't think
I just count Untitled just because
it's a B-sides, yeah. But
so,
I mean, this in a sense, this kind of I think is a B-sides also.
I think it is too, and that's my thing with this album. Is this album, as I sit with it more, it does feel more full. Like the first time I listened to it, I was like, this is like complete throwaway, like you said.
We said the same thing.
I sit with it, and I see a little bit more of the bigger picture of the album, but still, it doesn't have what Kendrick like does thematically with albums. Like, if you really are to like thread one theme throughout this album, it's just him talking shit, which he did on Damn, but that was a very religious album too. Like, there was a lot more layers to like just him saying he was the best. So I think it doesn't have that weight, that feel. Again, like however you feel about Mr. Morale like has a very clear theme, focus. It has the tap dancing in it. It has the way it's sequenced.
It's a concept album.
And he's always been a concept album artist, and this is a one album I feel like doesn't really have a concept. The concept is just the moment to me. So my thought was either when I listened to this album is either this is just a moment in time and we're going to get to another moment in time later, or I flash back to what he said when he won Mr. Morale, or when he won Grammy Award for Mr. Morale, and he said, I am the greatest underground artist of all time, and that's all I've ever wanted to be. And this is such an underground, raw album that doesn't care about, again, first week sales. It doesn't care about none of that. So to me, it's like, again, that's what makes predicting Kendrick so hard, is like, I don't think this is it. I think there's more.
Me too.
But at the same
this
time,
plays like a mixtape.
At the same time, Kendrick is now PG Lang, which is his. He can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. He's not abiding by like the industry politics, which he's done with TDE and stuff.
He doesn't have to worry about Top coming.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about Top.
And I don't want to put it all.
Sometimes I don't understand his.
But you know what? But that's the same thing that SZA's complained about before with still released shit.
They all have. Everyone knows that that's
Yeah, but like, and I don't want to put it all on him, but obviously, yes, there's like more industry like working behind this. Like, there would have at least been a billboard in Times Square. Right, like even if he just did everything he did now, there would have been like if this was label driven, it would have been a billboard on Times Square. There would have been some type of something somewhere, because that's just what the label does to get their money.
They do, but I also think that, and this is where I'm kind of like, I agree with you in some respects, in some parts I don't, because I do think that while yes, we talk about the fact that there were a lot of themes through majority of Kendrick's albums. Section 80 didn't really have a theme, which I know was his first independent release.
No,
Good Kid, Mad City. It's him story.
The only kind of thing was the 80s.
Section 80 was pure hunger, pure rap, pure. I'm coming to take the game over. I'm coming for niggas next. You know what I'm saying? Like, Section 80 was different. I
and
love
because
Section
it was
80.
the '80s, and then he has Ronald Reagan era, and so like it doesn't
did
play.
have some concept
It doesn't
to it.
play that
It has
deep.
a
It doesn't
concept,
play
but it
that
doesn't-
deep. It
It's
doesn't-
not
but
as
it's still did
solid.
more than this.
It's not as solid as what you guys are looking at in terms of Good
Right.
Kid, in terms
and
of
To
Pimp a Butterfly,
yeah.
and in terms of Damn and Miss Morale. But because Miss Morale is basically Kendrick in therapy. But at the same time, I do think that it does have a theme because this is Kendrick's moment. Kendrick's moment right now is, I feel, people have come at me in different types of ways. This is me being unapologetically West Coast. This whole album is Kendrick at his most unapologetically West Coast, which is something we haven't seen in a full project from him in any of his other releases.
And not just the beats, it's the vernacular too.
It's the vernacular.
I
it's
had
the
to
beats,
squabble
it's
up for the
the
dividends.
lingo.
Like, bro.
Squabble is
The
like
first-
the most LA fucking word
LA
ever.
shit.
Done.
The first song. The first fucking song. Whacked out.
Yeah, whacked out. That's LA.
That's LA.
Dude,
Yeah.
That's his most. He basically, and that's what he was trying to tease with you guys with the pop out to me. Like, this series is, this is my LA moment. This is me coming back to my fucking roots. This is me and my most Tupac. You know, Drake tried to call me out on Taylor Made using AI Tupac and AI Snoop.
So then he comes back and he
And
does it justice.
He does
Which
it
Snoop
justice.
did clarify was the edibles.
Yeah,
Snoop
he did
clarify.
Well, Snoop, I don't know. Snoop, now it feel like backtracking in a sense because we just saw him sitting across from Dr. Dre talking about how he was playing in neutral. Now he's saying it's the edible. Like, come on now, like, just don't even say nothing at this point, honestly, because now you looking like you favorite Kendrick.
That's
You're
true.
not neutral as you trying
Because
to
Snoop,
make
Snoop is somebody who doesn't really.
Now,
he
granted,
doesn't need
I
to
wouldn't be
address
mad
it.
if
But
Snoop was
Snoop-
on Kendrick's side because they
Because
from
Snoop was the
Cali,
one who
but-
yeah.
anointed him the king of the West Coast
Yeah,
way
way
back
back.
when at the House of Blues. So
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which is that's a great clip. I've seen that clip a couple of times floating around since all the buzz this past year.
Yeah, he said that in the SZA interview. He
Well,
said, like,
and-
that was the first time he cried. or
And
some
what
shit like
also what really brings the West Coast together for this and kind of puts a real like nice icing on the cake is the name of the album is GNX, which is a Buick Grand National Experimental, which is like the fucking if you got money back at, like in Compton, like that was the
Yeah.
car you got. So it's like it kind of like it's like an ode to where he like everything about where he grew up, even that like
is his hometown
just
album.
the album being called that alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and people wanted to take that car and then make that part of the theory. There's like a shot of him with the second car, second album. I'm like, all right. Now we're getting out of pocket with these theories.
Yeah, he's not Henry Ford.
But-
He's not.
Yeah.
You know,
where's me at the Model
Nigga,
T?
General Motors.
I do think.
Kendrick Cybertruck album coming.
Let me say this.
I listen to that.
Where I was
Featuring Elon Musk.
where I was right is 2 SZA records on here. SZA is absolutely coming out at the Super Bowl and doing the stadium tour because I don't think Kendrick does a stadium tour without a SZA next to him. I think you need that. That can do it. That can do a stadium tour, especially if SZA, who just talked about last week, loading up, dropping a deluxe and an album, she's going to be ready to go. I think that's very well. The fact that Kendrick did like
And
two
the timing
public,
of it too. If she gonna drop that much music before a Super Bowl and stadium tour, Kendrick need to drop now because she need enough time to roll out both of those projects.
exactly.
and it makes sense. It's like a big brother and big sister. They're the two poster children of TDE.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? So them working together this exclusively, and I think that, I mean, assuming, hypothetically, if another album comes, I think she's going to be all over that too, honestly.
I think so. I think she'll have the one record. I mean, Kendrick doesn't usually have, unless you're Anna Wise, he usually doesn't have you on more than one record, which is why it was surprising that he had. I don't think actually Anna Wise was on this actually
Nope,
yet. That I've seen.
she's
But
not on any credits yet, as I've
but-
seen.
No.
I don't know if she was actually on Mr. Morale either.
I don't think she was on Mr. Morale. I think she was in some of the studio sessions, but I don't think she actually made any of the final tracks.
Yeah, Anna Wise is so dope.
She really is.
But
Yeah, I think at this point they're just friends. They've known each other for so fucking long.
And she's also trying to go out on her own too. So,
Yeah,
like,
she has some good solo shit.
yeah,
She
she
really
does.
does.
She does. That one song, Persuasion or Persuasion, whatever.
I think it's called Persuasion or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, it's really good.
some shit like that is fire. But I do think there is a second album because here's what it is. Again, this album doesn't feel like a full Kendrick album experience. Like it doesn't. It doesn't feel like a full Kendrick album experience. It's a damn good album, but it does feel like an untitled master, like it is leading somewhere, and maybe even a totally different direction. But also, I just can't get over the business. Like I'm like, if I'm being completely frank with you guys, there's no way that Kendrick is lining up a stadium tour and then doing just this. There's more at play. There has to be, especially with the Super Bowl. Like I just think and this is where it lends more credence to the Taylor Swift rumors, to the Doja Cat rumors, the SZA rumors, like, because of the fact that now he did this. And like we said, this was for cultural currency. This is for all the rap nerds. This is why people love Kendrick, because he does music like this. This is why rap nerds love Kendrick. So they're appeased. But how you do that commercial record going after that one demographic that he don't got, which is
the bitches, and
he's gonna do that. He's gonna do that with honestly an album that I don't even know if it's gonna be rap. But I'm standing down. I'm doubling down on my take. This is a precursor to what we are getting, because there's just too much business behind Kendrick right now for him to just do this. I know he's the most free thinking artist that ever existed in planet Earth, and he's just so authentic, blah blah blah, all these things we love about him, but I really do think there's a greater business play at
for
hand.
sure, 100%.
Listen, I know everybody gonna think differently about the album, obviously, other than me, but does anybody else feel like this album and the style that he played on this is kind of forced?
Oh,
I don't think so.
I think
was like, well, think about it like this, like, we ain't never, like, I think Kendrick doing these West Coast.
I know you.
I don't know if you always want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the biggest Kendrick fan, so you'll know better than me. But I was thinking, like, we've never heard Kendrick actually go super West Coast, right? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, it's kind of like the beef kind of like backed him into a corner to where, like, he when he dropped Not Like Us, he knew this is like what the mass wanted. And, you know, according to Platte, you shouldn't really give your fans what you want. That's what he told me about you. But this is exactly hey, that's what he said. That's what he said. Ain't that what he said?
Hold on.
Ain't that what he said? He said that. And listen, we can pull up the video. That's exactly what he said.
That deserves context. Because
no, but listen though.
That deserves context.
Listen.
I got a point of follow up.
But like when they come, like when artists step out of their element, it's like usually like not a reasonable. We see every reason for him to step out of his element and get into this bag. You know
I see what you mean, but on Mr. Morale, he was already starting to pivot.
And
that was pre-beef. Yes. That was pre this whole thing. He already was kind of starting to pivot and into more of a, I mean, what you would define as like a West Coast sound. Plus, if you go back to the Black Panther soundtrack, he had Paramedic.
Yeah,
Paramedic. He had RBS,
RBE.
SBE on there and whatever, you know, like so. It's never been this prevalent, but there's been hints of it.
But it's
just like,
to the letters.
It's just
no.
It just still feel like slightly forced, only because like after everything that happened. That's what I think.
The one counter to that.
It's like, and then like even like you even said like you kind of feel like this is a throwaway project, right? Like just in a sense, like he kind of
still good throwaway.
Yeah, it's a good throwaway. But like when you say that, and then I think like, damn, like he did put all the West Coast artists on here. It's kind of like he just like, here, nigga.
He doesn't do a lot
hop
of features
on
either.
this bitch then.
Like especially on his albums, like he's very selective with his features.
I've seen people say that as like, this is the damn dog like album, you know, like shit. Here you go,
right,
like,
for the culture type. I'm just saying like for the people he put on there, not like.
I can see where you can come from with that, and here's my thought process on this whole thing, because I think that, and if you guys remember way back after Mr. Morale, when everyone was hearing like the rumors of what the next Kendrick album was going to be, if you guys remember, what was the big rumor? It was Kendrick was going to do a black rap rock album.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, people were
Ew.
talking about that.
People
yeah.
were talking about that was going to be his next thematic choice.
That sounds absolutely disgusting. I'm glad
Well,
he didn't
rock
do it.
and rap, has just
we
never
saw-
worked.
Hey, he
I,
think-
which I don't care what anyone says. Rebirth did not work
Listen,
the
no,
way that
I'm
some
not gonna
people
lie.
think it did.
Listen,
That is not a hot take. You do not have to put the hot take.
I hate to be a
disclaimer on that.
Jehovah's Witness. But the Jay-Z and Linkin Park collab was fire. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was
Collision
fire,
course?
nigga. The encore, what do you want more? That little collab they did,
My problem is,
And I like Linkin Park. Too,
I
so
love
like-
Jay-Z, but I've never been a Linkin Park fan, really.
Oh my
honestly.
god, I love
don't
Linkin
know.
Park.
Which
love
I
Linkin Park,
always
I'm not
get
gonna lie.
fucking ostracized for that. Everyone, how do you not like Linkin Park? You know,
Yeah.
it's
Let's-
I don't know.
The one counter to go back to your point, because I don't think the truth is not in the middle. The truth is definitely in the middle of what you're saying and what I'm about to say. But I do think, like Chris pointed out, Mr. Morale, he started to move differently because PG Lang has, like, Kendrick has just operated very differently. I don't think the battle, I don't think everything that happens the way it does if he is still TDE. And again, I'm not saying this is all like a Dave Free blocking. I don't know the politics behind the scenes, but I'm just seeing an artist that is moving different. So to me, I think Kendrick looks at albums as like a checklist or just his career as a checklist. And I think that's what the beef was. I talked about it during the battle. I think a checklist for him was to prove that he could battle. A checklist for him was to make these benchmarks of these albums, because he said in interviews, he said he already knew what To Pimp Butterfly was when he was making Good Kid, Mad City, and he already knew what Damn was when he was making To Pimp Butterfly. So he's very much like
thinking
okay,
ahead.
I'm going here to go there. And that's why I thought this album was gonna be pop, is because historically he'll give you an album like Section 80 that's experimental. Then he'll go Good Kid, Mad City, bangers. Then he'll go To Pimp Butterfly, artsy. Then he'll go Damn, and he'll bring back those people that he lost with To Pimp a Butterfly, and like he sways back and forth. And then Mr. Morale, experimental. So I'm like,
But my thought
I'm
process,
catching that trend.
I can see where you kind of come with the trend, but this is my whole thing about it. I think that Kendrick Lamar is doing his artistry. This is why I don't really agree with you guys. It's a throwaway. I think that in his mentality of where he was, he's responding to the truth of what he's been feeling. Good Kid, Mad City was them saying, hey, we're going to put a big label behind your real debut album. He's giving his real life story. To Pimp a Butterfly, you talk about all the shit that was going on in the world during the time it was released, and the fact that All Right, even though it came, the album came out before all of the like Black Lives Matter protests, but it became that anthem. Damn was his way of responding to the fact that everyone was talking about, like, yeah, you conceptual nigga, you doing all this other stuff, but you can't do an actual hip hop banger. And
Yeah,
he said,
where the hits? Yeah, where the hits at? Yeah.
He said, let me get fucking Mike Will Made It to put out a goddamn album that's gonna prove to y'all that I don't give a fuck about the rest of this shit. He does Mr.
So
Morale.
I can see what you mean. It's like
Yeah, Mr. Morale is
he
him.
does work in response in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Mr. Morale is his like, yo, you guys keep. This is how I'm feeling about the industry right now.
and chalking me up, and I'm not your fucking savior. And that also, I think, sorry, Platte, I don't mean to interrupt, but I think that also plays into what this album was, and that makes sense because the way that like Mr. Morale kind of operated, like, you know, he was kind of stuck in that like, because we've seen like his one-offs with like Keem and shit. He's having fun. Like, it was such a serious, deep album that now he's like,
Hillbillies was so
and they're
much
like,
fun
people
song.
are like, can you have fun ever? And now it's like, okay, yes, you can. Like, you know, so I can see it in that sense because this is.
I do get that. The only thing I think about too is that, again, that makes me feel like, again, not that he's looking at this as a throwaway, because I don't think an artist puts out, especially someone like Kendrick who clearly cares about his legacy.
No, I don't think
looks
it's.
at things
I
as
just think it
throwaway.
operates like a mixtape.
Right.
more.
And the reason I think he still thinks that too is because of what you talked about. Every one of those albums that you named had like a statement to the world with it. It commented on world events. This record is, even though, and it sounds crazy because Mr. Morale was all about himself, but this record feels like his most selfish record, where it's just him talking about his rap world that he exists in, which I'm grateful because like I love to dive into that mindset of his and get that perspective. But even Mr. Morale, he gives you N95 where he's talking about COVID, and Savior where he's talking about everything that's going on in the world. Like he has all these records that have these grander, and Auntie Diaries, which is obviously, you know, of the times with the LGBTQ and everything that they're going through.
Mama, I'm sober.
Yeah,
like,
so like,
but I get it. But at the same time,
it's the one time where this is the one time where he's just like kind of not really commented on the world at all. Like,
this to me is his fucking source of words with Snoop Dogg at the podium. The West Coast got something to say. Yeah. This is his moment of trying to
source of
This is him. That's to me. This is what this album was. Him saying, "Yo, the West Coast got something to say. We done move with everyone." And again, he's not talking shit about anybody else. We done move with the Migos to Atlanta. We done moved back to the New York drill, like the Chicago drill and the New York scene. The West Coast still got something to say.
And the South is fucking huge right now too. You know what I mean? Like in general. So
Houston, Memphis.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, yeah.
So for him, he's like looking around. To me, this is him looking at the culture of rap, and this is like when you go back to a song that didn't make the album. Watch the Party Die.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up, but the thing is,
he
but
mentions that record.
But what he doesn't address what he addressed on that song in this, which is plays into he has more to say.
Yeah,
there's more coming because the whole that whole song was about basically burning the industry to the ground. He doesn't even fucking he doesn't tap that at all on this album.
Well, in a sense, he kind of basically like he does like say like, you know, like F you all for not supporting me, like in a sense. But I agree. There's
not to the point where it's a clear message. I think that's the message that we're getting next.
I'm gonna say something that goes right off of that because you know what, there's a name that I sat back and I thought about it, and shout out my homie Frosted Takes. We were talking about this record. I know he hates when I give him credit because he wants to. He literally said he had the coldest tweet ever today. He said, "I want to be like a National Geographic for hip hop, where I just like sit in the woods and observe this shit from afar. Don't influence anything." So he's like, I'm making a second account if I get too big, because Justin Hunt shouted him out. But I know I'm blowing up his spot, but I fuck with him. But he said this because I just don't want to take credit for it. It's too good. He said, you know what's somebody that he didn't say a word about on this record? It's Cole. He didn't say a word about Cole. And I know there's something to be said there. There's something to be said about Cole, the battle, backing out of the battle, then saying, I would have won, but I valued friendship more. To Kendrick, who literally said, I'm the one that's keeping it real. Fuck all the industry politics. Like, fuck all of you. There's one line in there, though, that I do think he could have talked about Cole, because he did what he did on Watch the Parties Die, where he blanked out 2 lines. And the one line seemed like pretty obvious, because it was like, it seemed like a pretty obvious reference to Drake, and he didn't want to say his name. But there's this record, or this line here. Let me pull it up. Because I typed it down. Oh yeah, he said, y'all cackling about blank, well, all y'all is on trial. And I was like, is that? He's got more to say about. He has more to say about Cole, and you know, we went into some theories, and you know, I think he said everything he wanted to say here. Unless somebody forces him to say more, because he did like kind of put that out there, like if somebody says more, I'm gonna knock you off. It was something about like that line, like blood is just paint to me or whatever, so I don't care. But so there is more to be said, but I think he's said all this, and then he's moving on to this pop album or whatever we're fucking getting from Kendrick, whatever we're getting from Kendrick. Kendrick even said that.
Is this not? I'm sorry. No,
go for it.
Okay, is this not the perfect time to the Super Bowl, the stadium tour, tearing the industry down at the same time? That's why whether it's a pop album or whatever,
it's gonna be a pop album that's also the death of industry.
I think it'll have pop elements, but I think he's still gonna address this because it makes. He's like, it's almost like he's like laughing in the face of the industry, like.
It's gonna be death to auto-tune, but like a whole album.
You're putting me on a pedestal when I'm your worst fucking nightmare. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and I think that's the direction that this is gonna like. Because he obviously has to have more. Because we've talked about this before, Platte and I. I know how
we
went through his catalog and we're like, what is Super Bowl worthy of him at that? And because you have to think of what he's already done. He can't really. Maybe Mad City might pop up again, but other than that, like. All Right and Mad City. Can he really do those again? Because he already featured for Dre a couple of years ago.
Takes out two of your five Super Bowl
if you look at his catalog, it's all fantastic music and there's bangers. But is it Super Bowl?
It's not Super Bowl bangers.
I disagree. I think that he's gonna do fine in the Super Bowl. And my other side of this,
he is because he's a good performer. But
I also think that we all miss the fact that Kendrick Lamar. His pen doesn't stop. We don't always get all the records, but his pen doesn't stop.
That's another thing too with PG Lang now. He's dropping. He might be dropping faster now. That battle he dropped fast. This is a fast response to Mr. Morale.
What did he say in the song?
Yeah, he's got
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. So you probably.
That's what I think half this album was the stocks. I really do. I think he just changed it.
I bet Kendrick Lamar had a diss record ready for J. Cole, ready to go, and J. Cole backed the fuck out, and he said, "I don't need to do this anymore because it's not to my standard." I believe that he's like, if Drake want to take it there, I'm gonna take it to the grave. Yeah. I got more stuff. Kendrick has always got shit in stock, but I think that mentally. Which is why when you talk about like Watch the Party Die and the songs the lyrics that were blanked out, he's like, I'm moving past this now. What I realized was this moment when Not Like Us did what I wanted it to do, it solidified what I wanted, which was to bring the West Coast back. And like, yes, I want to kill Drake. But also, everything he said in the pop out, and I know it's, conjecture when someone's talking on stage, but what did he say on stage? It's not about another person. It's about this moment right here. Mm-hmm. Me bringing Bloods and Crips and Pyrus and everything back together on stage.
But it was mostly.
But
it was predominantly one side. But
still. But the point is, he was still making a point. He was still trying to make a point. And I think that that's been his mentality. And the fact that we talked about the title track of the song or the album, the fact that, he got that. He's like, I needed something else. He wanted to put this together, and he still has a thematic chord in his head, and that's where it was. Now, is that going to stop him from dropping a pop album? No. Is that going to stop him from dropping a rock album? No. I think that I'm looking at this for him because he's, again, his relationship with Jay-Z and Beyonce, I look at this like his Beyonce when she dropped that album. If it wasn't for the whole cheating stuff that came up with Jay-Z, Renaissance was already something she said she had in her mind before, where she wanted to reclaim different portions of music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think definitely speaks to Kendrick's ego.
Yeah, I think that speaks to him. I think that he's looking at her like, that's what I want to do. I want my Renaissance. I want to have my random rock album, my random
especially when rock has such a black element to it, but it's whitewashed in terms of history.
Mm-hmm. I think he wants to. I think that's where he's coming from.
And that's interesting that looking at, because obviously, I mean, we all know he very highly respects not even necessarily Jay-Z, but Beyonce. They've worked together and everything, and it's fun. It kind of makes you think. It's like when you're at that level, like the idols are few and far between because you are the fucking idol. So, and when you look at it, who's bigger than him? It's Beyonce. Like, there's not
at this point when you look at Kendrick Lamar.
It's a short list. Yeah, there's
I know
people,
you have some things to say about it, but when you look at Kendrick Lamar right now in the zeitgeist of hip hop, in terms of the masses, Kendrick knocked Drake off the mountain. Right now, you got 50-year-old white suburban moms who know who Kendrick Lamar is. Yeah. When he's got announced for the Super Bowl,
that's why he's got to do an album for them.
They know
he has to.
But that plays into the thing because look, you're a big football fan. I know that for a fact.
Lions win a game.
And the Lions win a game. But you have to think of the audience. The football audience is white suburban moms and dads who maybe have heard of Kendrick Lamar because of this, but he can't go up there and do I don't know, like Rich Spirit or something off like the. It's not gonna gravitate.
N95, which is the biggest.
You of all people know the politics of
But he
the
can
NFL.
do it because look, you're talking about the same NFL. You're talking about a team right now, the Lions, who is like becoming America's team. I bet you right now, if you go to some of these other fucking cities, especially AFC teams, and ask them who are on the Lions, like you're not your real football fans, not your fantasy, not your bettors, but your casual, like I'm watching games. They don't know who David Montgomery is. They may know Amon-Ra St. Brown because of the Netflix special. They may know Jared Goff because it's time at the Rams. They don't know Jaheir Gibbs. They don't know Taylor Decker. They don't know Penei Sewell. They don't know Terry Arnado. They don't know these names. But they know the Lions because the Lions in general are all the lovable losers who are now winning. They don't know they don't need to know the specifics.
You're saying it's like
of Kendrick being
you could play off the name
I
is
think
enough.
the narrative right now in the zeitgeist of
I mean, he has
culture
a
is
perfect
big
narrative.
enough.
He has a perfect narrative.
I really do.
That's why
People are going to watch to see, because they're going to be these same suburban moms. And again, a funny story kind of real quick, but I have this one dentist, I do marketing for dentists, who her 15-year-old son asked her, and she's based out of Texas, because he's a fan, want to go to Camp Flog Gnaw. So she bought the tickets, bought the plane tickets, and she's sending me pictures today of her kid and her at the concert. She's like, I didn't know any of these people. Little Uzi Vert scared me, but I had fun. And so again, this is someone.
Scares everybody.
Yeah,
Especially,
it really does.
Especially the host.
But
Shout out Chromacopia though.
But again, it's
I
one
said
of those
Uzi.
things where
I know.
she didn't know, but she knew enough because of cultural that she's like, okay, yeah, I'm interested. I think you're going to get enough people who have heard of nothing else but the Kendrick Drake beef, Kendrick winning, and all this stuff that comes behind it where they're like, let me just pay attention. I don't think they're going to lose audience on the halftime show because he doesn't have Katy Perry,
banger,
Taylor Swift style hits.
And that's a fair point because I think
good point.
I think maybe us being in the space that we're in, we get so wrapped because we only know you don't know what
I was just saying that, wasn't I?
Yeah, and when it comes to say my mom for example, like we don't know what they're talking about on The View in the morning. And one morning I was extremely hungover and my mom, back when I was living with her, comes and knocks on my door, throws my door open and goes, "Okay, so who's Machine Gun Kelly?" And I'm like, why are you asking me this right now? But it's like, so I guess in the same, to kind of contradict my own point, but like, you don't really know what is being talked about among that demographic because we're not that demographic.
I've had
exactly
people
what
come up to me and ask me to explain the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef.
That was exactly what I was saying. Like during the Grammy nominations, I don't know what goes on outside of this hip hop atmosphere to know what's like being played outside of what's going on in hip hop.
Exactly.
So like,
You don't know when Iggy Azalea about to.
You know what I'm saying? I just seen her at the Pistons game, rocked up, rocked up, 12th row, bricked up. I'm ready to beat it like Michael Jackson. You hear me?
Hey,
for real.
I'm gonna get killed for this.
Shout out Igloo, Australia.
I've been on the train that Iggy ain't all that. I've been on the train.
And Doja is.
Well, all right. We do
this
every episode.
I was just trying to figure out what's going on, man. Listen.
I'll put some wax on it too.
You know what I'm saying?
Wax on, wax off. You feel me?
Iggy Azalea like the perfect mixture between a Barbie and a Bratz doll. Ooh, you ever seen one of those?
I
had a few.
I didn't know they had a crossover episode.
I'm telling you.
I don't.
I wish I was Playboy Cardi. Swear to God, I'd be happy as hell. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Playboy Cardi got lined up.
Is there points that we can get away? Because that's points. That's points right there.
That's y'all, and I'll be alone on that island. I'll be alone on that island, but.
We gonna spare you today because we know why.
Hey, it's not even.
Somebody else might make you walk the plank,
want to
though.
start talking about crushes? I'll start talking about crushes.
We'll spare you today.
I'll talk about crushes.
Oh, we about to have some Jeezy Gucci level beef come up. Get ready.
Oh man.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Kendrick.
Yeah, so
Kendrick.
GNX, good album. No, yeah, It's
We all
the
agree.
one thing we could say about Kendrick is that we don't know anymore how he moves. There's no.
I know.
No, you don't, because you predicted wrong, and there's no.
Well, again, I am gonna be right about SZA. I am gonna.
Yeah,
be right
you
about
were
that.
right about that, but
And I was right about the West Coast. I was just off one album.
Well, but then you're wrong about the snippet.
I was right about Squabble Up.
Yeah, see, he was convinced
I
that
was
Squabble Up was never coming out.
anti that record, dropping.
I told you, I knew Squabble Up.
I
I'm
didn't
just
hate
listening. I'm just listening. I'm like, it's no fucking way he don't drop this. You
There's
just
too-
dropped
there
the
was too much
snippet in the beginning of your biggest song. It gotta come.
That Kamasi, listen, that lyric could not
That
just
bar-
live in that
Listen,
bar alone.
it gotta
could
come.
Not live in the
It gotta
ether.
come.
This
Yeah.
plays to my point, though, is that as much as you think you know what he's gonna do, you never fucking really do. Like
You're right.
you could
I'm talking
assume
shit.
again when it goes back to the fucking rock album that people were talking about, like.
Dude, it was rumored that he had like a horror album about women.
Yeah,
which is
so
fucking
it's like-
nuts.
Did anyone expect the Hillbillies to drop when it did? Like, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
Hillbillies
I
He's
still
so
want that
fucking
if,
collab
hard.
album
if
so
there's
much.
one thing that he
That
is,
is a
he's
collab album
fucking
I want.
unpredictable. There's no way you could
And
really.
it's great.
Yeah, and that I think that's what makes him so great is that there is too much predictability in hip hop. Of when somebody finds a road, they keep driving down it, and they just they drive until it hits a dead end. And it's like
when Uzi Vert hit, I would just want to rock. You knew that there was gonna be a mid album that was coming up afterward.
Oh hell no! What the fuck? Eternal Take was fire. I don't care what nobody say. That's why I Want to Rock was on.
no,
that's
no,
Shuffle. That's Future Shuffle.
Future Shuffle.
Was on Eternal Take, the first one, yeah.
no. I Just Want to Rock was after that.
Yeah, I Just Want to Rock
No,
was...
My timeline be way off.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
Just
was
Want
like-
to Rock was before Pink Tape.
So did you drop that on Pink Tape?
I think it is
Was
on
that
Pink
just
Tape,
on Pink
right?
Tape?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pink Tape was contract.
Yeah, because Future
Nah,
Future
we've
Shuffle
talked
was
about enough on this
Eternal-
program
was
here. I'll
Eternal
tell you
Take,
what.
yeah. Shout out Potty, man. I'm not
Shout out
gonna say,
Potty
I'm not
Cross
gonna say
Potty.
because I got killed in the group chat.
Oh no, he dropped New Paddock. He dropped New Paddock before Eternal
No, yeah,
Take.
New Paddock is like
New
okay.
Paddock
this,
was
you,
crazy,
okay, we got
yeah.
something building on. When he dropped, I Just Want to Rock. You're like, oh yeah, this album going.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know about
Take a
that.
shower,
'Cause
you
I
might
want to
stink.
rock. I want to rock. Had
like
this,
that record.
the industry going crazy. Like
Yeah, but
especially
you-
off Costinat just hopping on
but
that
you-
bitch and doing this little thing. You know
But
what
you
I'm
knew
saying?
that there was the fact that how long it took before there was anything else. You knew
That's a
that
fact. That's a
there
fact.
was
That's
nothing
a-
else building
that's a
off of
fact.
that
Facts.
shit.
Yep,
Which is
that's
why
fact.
I like the way why I like the surprise releases more, because let's not try to bullshit with a single that may or may not flop, and then you got to go back to the lab.
Let's
and do all
see.
This.
Let's put it out there.
Just put it out there and see what happens.
Because what's gonna be the single off this album? What's gonna be the one?
I
Is
thought-
it TV
I
off?
think
Is
TV
it
I think
Luther?
I think it's gonna be
TV
squabbled up because it was
Or
a
Luther
snippet.
or
'Cause
Squabble
I
Up?
think it was
Squabble
just
Up,
because it was a
it's Squabble
snippet
Up,
and
Luther,
how
and TV
anticipated
Up.
squabbled up was. I feel like. And he already
and
started
I-
playing
I-
on the
and then
video.
Hey
You know
Now.
what I'm saying? It'd be
Hey Now
fire.
gonna-
It'd
Hey
be
Now
fire
gonna
if
be
he
the-
actually dropped like the rest of the video from the snippet that was in Not Like Us. Like that was the video.
Oh,
at the
that would
beginning.
that would be dope.
that'd be
That'd
crazy.
be-
That'd be
that'd be-
cool.
that'd
But
be-
I
If he
think,
would have did that with the album drop, that would have been crazy.
That would be cool too. Yeah.
But
what if that's his way of saying, just like he did with Not Like Us, like, yo, this is not gonna be on the album, but you got something waiting. Like you guys have been talking about, there's some more coming. I don't think this is a throwaway for him, but I think we got more Kendrick coming. I think Kendrick ain't gonna go in hibernation.
we all agree that this is okay. Let's just map it out. So a year from now, do we have another Kendrick body of work?
I think
Yes.
so.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we have to, and only because Kendrick don't drop deluxe versions of his albums separately. From like
Right.
the only time he dropped a deluxe was the
Damn backwards.
the Damn Backwards, but also the Good Kid, Mad City Deluxe, which he dropped at the same time. Basically, it was like
Yeah,
Well,
that
yeah,
was
'cause
that
that
was
was
di-
before that
and that
industry-
that was
that
a different
industry
time
game.
too.
Yeah,
That's
that was
when
before that
That's when
industry
shit
game.
was still physical
that's
and
when we
like
had,
it was
like-
like the Target edition type of shit or what. Like you get
Shout out
those
to
back
Target,
in the
man.
day.
They were giving us all sorts
they
of
were giving
records.
exclusives. And
They were
shit.
Yeah,
giving us,
I know.
Like Gravy off Oxymoron.
Taylor Swift still
everything
tries
good,
to fly that
everything
shit,
good.
but
But
either way.
it was
Oh, dude,
also
she
he had
got off with them four
Compton
vinyls.
with Kendrick and Dr. Dre because it didn't fit the thematic theme
Yeah.
of Good Kid, Mad City, but he's like, yo, this
And
song
and
is
the
fire.
recipe
Well,
too.
no,
The recipe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Compton's on the album.
Compton, sorry.
No,
it's the recipe.
Compton is the
Recipe.
outro track, I think.
Yeah, I
but
was
the
thinking of the
recipe,
recipe.
the
Recipe is the
recipe,
one.
which
With the
I,
Trident Flyer sample. Shout out to Trident Flyer.
And-
Boom Clap Bachelors, baby.
but what's funny is I only listening to the album,
Quadrant, too.
listening to the album like Good Kid, Mad City, like when I was maybe 10th grade, I think, when Good Kid, Mad City came out, and I like didn't really consider that the recipe wasn't part of the like I always thought of it as a part of the album. So now like looking back and being like, no, Compton really is like the last song on it, and it's crazy. It completely changes the perspective of it. Which I mean, we could have a whole nother discussion about whether Deluxe is a good or a bad
because
thing.
that's
but-
what the thing about. I think the biggest thing that people can point out about in terms of Kendrick not falling to industry like norms, Not Like Us is not on this album.
And yes, and because dude, that would have guaranteed you like 300,000 first week.
Yeah.
Off of that alone.
And it's
that
not
record,
here.
That record's on track to be the fastest diamond rap record ever.
Mm-hmm.
So like tacking that on would have just been like
And it's a West Coast sounding song, but he's like, again, he's taking this album away from. He's like, I've moved past the Drake beef. I'm just speaking on how I feel.
It would have fit too, though.
It would have, like, thematically, it could have fit, but it's not what he wanted to do. That's why I don't think he addresses J. Cole on this album.
That's what those blank lines are about. They have to be about Drake and
that's
Cole.
why
And I know
Watch the
that's
Party
too
Die
on the nose, but
ain't
it
on
has to
this.
be that.
That's
Well,
what
I think Not Like Us was the perfect opportunity for him to line it up. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it won. It, you know, you have the relevance of you guys going back and forth already. I think he already knew that he wanted to go West Coast and wanted. Considering Mr. Morale already had elements.
It's the kneel on third down to put your field goal kicker in the center of the field to kick the winning field goal.
I fuck with that. That is a fire analogy.
Exactly.
I think I that was the biggest thing I was thinking of. Honestly, this was probably one of my biggest thoughts of the Kendrick album, like upcoming, was is he actually going to put Not Like Us on it because of the industry politics that I'm expecting with a Super Bowl plus stadium tour run, like. Which, by the way, it came out today that him and Rihanna rejected Coachella, and Travis is headlining Coachella. Shout out to Travis. But
It's lit.
they're but then they reinforced in that article that Kendrick is doing a stadium tour. So like the stadium tour is happening, which is why I think that there's got to be something more. There's got to be something more for that demographic, because this is gonna go 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks, number one. And it's going to be, if I want to guess sales, which, again, I know people care about it. I don't. But I think it's going to sell less than Mr. Morale, this record.
But
I think this is going to sell less than Mr. Morale.
but
It's also
it's more easily digestible, though.
It's more easily
It
digestible.
is, but you got to think about that.
What's this competition? Until
Right.
Mac Miller
Because
drops Balloonerism, what's the competition?
And next and also you have to keep in
And
mind
it was a good time for him to drop.
and you have to keep in mind next week is the whole industry is on vacation.
No, yeah, for sure. That's why I said a couple weeks number one. But I also don't think so. Okay, Mr. Morale did obviously very good numbers, but in terms of Kendrick numbers, they were probably a little bit underwhelming. It was like 280 or 290K, if I remember. I think
295.
I think the reason why this one's gonna do less is because you still had with Mr. Morale, although it wasn't a listenable album for a lot of people, it was still Kendrick has been gone 5 years.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I'll give you that.
There was a whole rollout. There was a month in advance rollout. He had just done the Super Bowl with Dr. Dre and Eminem and everybody.
But he may not have had the replay.
It did.
I
also,
agree,
that
but do
Mr.
you think
Morale
this-
is a dense album that that immediately people were not.
I'm just
fucking
talking
with.
first week sales though.
Yeah, I'm saying, but people were not initially fucking with
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
It took time before people gave it its
and-
So you
flowers.
guys think this is all going over Mr. Morale
Huh?
in
I
terms
do.
of first week sales? So
I
you
do.
think
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
this is
For sure.
300?
I think it is because I think it's more.
I don't think so. I
It's
think
more,
like
I think-
218.
I
it's
think
more
the way that it was
digestible.
dropped-
Well, I'm gonna say over 250 for sure, 100%.
I think
but
the way it dropped today it got so many streams in this weekend.
Look,
it's gonna blow. The
I mean,
fuck up.
and not to bring this back to
I'm giving
Drake.
it at least over 275.
Not to bring this back to
Over
Drake, but
275,
within the first 3 hours of this album dropping today, the intro track to this album had more streams than No Face, which came out.
Well, yeah, because that song.
But either way, I'm just saying. I'm saying it had over.
You heard No Face, right?
Within 3 hours, it had over 50 million
fucking
streams. Within 3 hours, it had over 50 million streams.
No, I feel you.
It's like I and again, I think it's digestibility because the problem with Mr. Morale is like, although yes, it's a great album, I love it, but the people you did have the waiting of, oh, Kendrick Lamar has been gone for 5 years, now he's back, but there's a lot of people who listened to it once and said, this ain't my thing, fuck that, I'm not listening to it.
Counterpoint though. I have my white girl Tessa and Brianna, and she's not white. She's just very uninformed. But
okay, that's how we doing this stuff.
Yeah, no, she's funny. I love her. I love her death. I love Brianna. Shout out to BP. But she had no clue that this even came out, and that's my barometer of she knew when. And I didn't actually know her back then because we had just gotten close. But she would have known if Mr. Morale was coming out because there was a whole month in advance. There was the Heart Part 5. There was the Super Bowl. There was all these elements that led up to it that was an actual traditional rollout.
But it's
versus this record, which I get it. Kendrick is more popular than he's ever been, 100%. But it was just a complete surprise drop. Yeah. And I don't think that a person like BP would have gone weeks without knowing that this happened.
I don't think people are going to go. I think this weekend is going to give it even more because again, it's the same.
Hell, they didn't know.
But it's the same thing as the Beyonce drop. Beyonce dropped on a Friday night. Yeah. Beyonce waited the entire day and dropped on a Friday night. So the people went Friday night and into Saturday, halfway, almost into 2-3 o'clock Saturday, and then there were all these articles from major publications like, holy shit, there's a surprise Beyonce album that we didn't even know was coming.
Okay.
And it blew up. And I think that that's what's going to happen. Like, surprise drops from if you a nobody, I apologize to all my nobody rappers and singers out here.
Announce that shit.
Don't do that shit. Okay, this is not for you.
Make it clear.
This is not for you.
No, you could only nobody like him can surprise drop. Yeah.
If you got 47 followers on your goddamn Instagram, then no one's gonna give a fuck.
You ever see the meme that's like
who you scaring with that surprise?
But motherfuckers be like, if I get they'd be like, if I get 300 likes, I'll drop it, and they still drop it when they have 18. Like, yeah.
Listen, if you on your YouTube,
I hate that
and
we're
you gotta
killing people's dreams right now.
If you on YouTube and you gotta put at X amount, I'm gonna drop this shit. Then this ain't for you.
Yeah.
But if you're an actual major label artist, like a truly generational icon, and the way in the lexicon that Kendrick Lamar right now might win a Grammy of a diss track. This man may win multiple Grammys off of a diss
off a song calling somebody a pedophile that everyone is also like, is it true? I don't know, but I don't care. Like,
also. This may be the first song to win any form of Grammy Song of the Year that features the word pedophile in it.
Exactly right.
What's crazy?
That's a crazy statistic.
What's crazy is I heard this on the Joe Budden podcast. Shout out to Joe Budden podcast.
Like,
I never listened.
This is the most random statistic. Most random.
I have not thought about this.
Hey, that's
true.
It's
like what you ever see them comments? It was like, I don't know why I need this information, but
that's ESPN where LeBron always scores 30 points on a Tuesday when it's raining.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's that. But you know what's
so funny?
You know what's funny though about that is shot the Joe Budden podcast. I was listening to it and they had pointed out to me because I never listened to a clean version of it, and I don't think anybody here has. But you know what's crazy is they don't bleep out pedophile on the clean version.
Nope.
Which like I never thought like, and now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, huh.
I'm glad they know, bro. I hate when fucking.
I
hate when words get bleeped out. That's not an actual swear word. That shit really be grinding my gears.
But here's the thing: I remember when Rihanna dropped that song "Sex with Me," and I was listening to it. Like I heard it on 97.9 WJLB. I guess shout out to them. But the song was with me, so I'm like, no, sex is not a word you need to bleep out. I don't give a fuck. This is 9 o'clock at night.
It's not no every girl in the world. I like a long red, thick red bone. Open up her legs if I lay me on that.
Or even better. Fucking problems.
Oh man.
No, money make act.
Motherfucking no, but every girl in the world was the worst just because Lil Wayne say like pussy like 5 lines in a row. Like that shit is hilarious.
To me, it's still gotta be fucking problems. Hey. I be humping bras like I'm a humping dog. At least Hilfiger's still rich.
Yeah. That just sounded like a bad mashup or some shit. Like, yeah, I forgot all about that.
That's some girl talk shit that they tried to do back in the day.
If we talking, girls gotta pay Lil Wayne homage as the GOAT.
They low key did the same thing with Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm.
Birthday. Birthday. What the fuck is we listening to?
Okay, also, my favorite though, my all-time favorite is the Yin Yang Twins' Wait the Whisper song.
The Whisper song,
when the moan sounded more disturbing in the song. Wait till you see wait till you see my Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Is this a dog?
What kind of sex you having?
Bro, that shit is fucking hilarious, bro. I forgot all about that fucking song, bro. That's that's unlocked the memory in my head I forgot was there, dog. Like, that's just hilarious.
Wait, say, hey, little mama, let me whisper in here.
Wait till you see my O.
Wait till you see my
O.
Dude, I'm offended.
Relax.
This song ain't for me, and I don't like it.
You guys should check like he was gonna cover up. He was like, hold on.
I'm not even like that. Calm down.
Podcast sponsored by Diddy Diet Coke. Get at me.
Shout out Diddy, new drop too.
Diddy dropped today too.
Listen, man, I had a whole sheet of other stuff. We just gonna have to do a separate pod.
Nobody ain't got no critiques.
Yeah,
I hear all positive. Nobody got no critiques.
What?
I'm definitely gonna critique it. But I wanted to see what y'all gonna say.
That was what we were supposed to do before we got to the theories.
Hit them with us.
We were supposed to do that before we got to the theories, my man. Well, I was like general thoughts on the
album.
album.
We got to the theories?
We never got to theories.
We've been on theories.
We pretty much have been on theories, but you never really like.
Hold on.
You a cute transition.
The problem is we don't have Money Murr here to mark our transition for the listener.
No, for real. I want to shout out. I'm thinking we just having a regular conversation about the album.
Well, no.
I think we having a regular conversation about the album. I thought that was Kobe.
To be fair, this entire thing has not really been structured as it is. So yeah. So what are the critiques?
What's your critiques? Y'all the main guys. I'll be the hater if I really get to, you know what I'm saying?
You know the whole thing about it, this whole podcast, I know you've been kind of holding your tongue. I really want to hear what you really got to say about this. Yeah. For real.
Yeah, you kick it.
Well, I already said it was a good album, so I'm not about to shit on it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a top 3 Kendrick album. My only critique is we will all agree this is somewhat of a flexy style type album, right?
Yeah, absolutely flexing on this bitch.
So, like when I listen to Kendrick, right? I can hear the legend. Like I can hear why he is and where he's at and why he's supposed to be where he's at.
Right.
My only thing is I can never just hear the GOAT. I can never hear the GOAT in his music, and I think it's just so much as to where when I listen to like my greatest artists, when I listen to them, they all flex flawlessly. They all can flex flawlessly.
Can you tell me who your favorite artists are?
Jay-Z, number 1.
Okay.
Drake,
rock with that.
number 2.
Drake again.
It really like when it gets to this part, it's like it kind of could go anywhere. But I'll give it to Lil Wayne.
I don't need any order.
I would say I guess separate category, but as far as like a newer artist, it would be like Yeat. Probably would be like who you would. You can't put him. I don't think even you put him next to Drake or Jay-Z necessarily, but like, but you still like. You know, I think that's a big part of like what you consume and of the new school.
I want to step on him too much. Go ahead.
But like
so
when he like what's the one line? What's the one line he had where he was talking about Wayne? He talking about he hold up his Rolex, listening to the Carter 3. whatever.
Right off his
type
first.
shit.
It was
that's off the first one.
ironic that my hard work let him down or something.
I think Kendrick has sounded such like a black political pro-righteous type dude that when he actually does flex, it don't sound right to me. It don't really strike my ear in the sense to like.
No, that's crazy.
I can hear the
last
greatness.
line of whacked out mural. Go to the last. Oh,
I was just gonna say the one line you're probably talking about. I used to want the Carter 3. The irony, I think it make my hard work look like I let Lil Wayne down.
Yeah.
Got the Super Bowl, and Nas the only one that congratulate me. All these niggas agitated. I'm just glad they on their faces.
No, he said something. He said something about listening to the Carter 3 holding up his Rolex.
He
for
did.
sure.
Medallion.
I
Or
think
chain
something
or
like that.
medallion.
Chain, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, cause like I don't know. I feel like if you the GOAT, you should flex like you the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like
he did literally the
no.
closing
I'm
line
not saying he did or he didn't. I'm saying it doesn't sound.
It doesn't
doesn't
It
really
doesn't
sound
register-
good.
it
to
doesn't
me.
register the
Yeah,
same,
it doesn't
yeah.
sound like when I hear that. Like it doesn't sound like Kendrick talking. It sounds like Kendrick. It's like I don't know. It's like in the sense that
Yeah, go to the last line of
Kendrick
the-
want to like show that he the GOAT and speak about it, but it's like the character he has built over time for so long, it just doesn't really
I feel
sync to
well,
me.
you know, people said the same thing about "Call Me If You Get Lost" because that was Tyler. The whole album was him flexing for the most part,
Right.
And a lot of people were like, "It just doesn't add up, really."
But,
Like,
I mean, it's Tyler Creator. Like,
Yeah, 'cause
you gotta
he's
stay
not-
on the subject of goats.
no,
you know what
but
I'm saying?
well, we are on the subject. Anyway, no,
we got distracted with Tyler.
But
I thought no, we're having a goat conversation. So Tyler Creator, no, but what I'm saying is it's the same.
Please.
It is the same idea of like, yeah, him when he was flexing on this album, like people were kind of looked at it and were like, this isn't like what we go to you for. It doesn't really.
I don't
register the
understand
same.
why that wouldn't resonate though, because Tyler the Creator, like, I'm not gonna say like he like a super flexy type dude, but he like a fashion icon almost. Like
He is.
he can talk like that. Like
you have that, but historically his music was always about his fucking upbringing, his dad, his this and that. It was always like he had this kind of like I guess he never really had that much like fun. He never flexed that much until he got to that point. Doesn't make sense in the sphere of everything that he would be, being a fashion icon and whatever to, flex or whatever. Yes, but I think based on his music, it didn't register the same as it could have for somebody who like historically has flexed and flexes
Kendrick's flexes worked for me because but he leans into like a lot of, if you look at Kendrick's flexes, a lot of them lean into like that prophet shit, that divinity shit, that like it's like the same shit that to a lesser extent like Jay Electronica tried to run with, and like it was like that, like I'm just gonna quote like a bunch of scriptures and then make it sound tight, and then we're like, oh, you're speaking. But like Kendrick actually does flex. But like he has the outro or the last line of the intro record where he says, "Whacked out murals, but it ain't no legends if my legend ends." Like he has lines in this bitch that flex, and I get what you're saying. I just disagree. I see what you're saying as like you would like Kendrick to flex more, but I think he very much does. He has the one line about he calls himself Michael Jordan. Something about Michael Jordan, bald heads, all sorts of shit. It's on this album, but then he has like going back to Damn, which is like his last album where he just was like continuously flexing. Like, he was the best.
It's just
there's a difference of there's different connotations of flexing. It's not like. But like I think Rod.
I'm saying like flexing and boasting as the GOAT. When you
so you are saying as the GOAT, rather than
as
like,
the GOAT.
Like
when you talk a certain talk, like people want to like you gotta address yourself a certain way. You know
I didn't know if you were referring to like flexing, like the fact that he had the chain or whatever. No,
I mean that too. But I'm saying like just really like his flexing type lines. Period. It just. It don't really hit home.
Here's an example where I don't think it worked for you, but it worked for me, right? It was Man in the Garden, right? Where he does that dope, dude, that last 50 seconds of that record where he starts stacking the vocals and arguing with himself.
Real build up at the end.
Is crazy. when he does that, that is like rap
You
nerd
said
shit,
what
like
song?
awesome. Man in the Garden. And then literally the last line
was
of
very
that
like
song.
feel-esque.
The last line of that song is "Tell me what you deserve. Tell me what makes you the GOAT." Like literally, yeah. Tell me what makes, or tell me why you think you deserve the greatest of all time, motherfucker. Like so, like the whole record is about him, right? And from his perspective. And then at the very end of it, he's like, "Okay, now you tell me why you're the greatest of all time." That's a flex.
You know
bar,
what?
but
I didn't even catch that.
I can see how that doesn't land for certain
Listen,
people.
And wait, what's the outro though? Also, if
We
we don't do
just-
it. What's the outro of that?
I deserve it all.
I deserve it
We
all. I
just
deserve it all.
We just before this pod off mic, we just listened to December 4th. I don't know if you remember any lyrics on that.
Well, listen,
that
Jay-Z is
listen, I get it. I know. I'm sorry, but Jay-Z is my favorite rapper. So
Yeah.
it's like I always have to come back to Jay-Z.
It's always gonna
because
come.
it's like this is my favorite rapper.
No.
So this is the type of rap I listen to. You know, I'm
Sorry.
chill, guy.
Yeah. It's
Chill,
just,
guy.
yeah.
No, it's all right.
It's
Yeah,
like, I'm
it's
talking shit.
We
But
got
flimsy table.
It's just I don't know. Like, bro, like this is what I grew up listening to. Like, just Hov just shitting on niggas, letting niggas know that he the greatest. Like I said, you know what I'm saying?
Or like, I grew up listening to Wayne.
I've never said that
Wayne's
Kendrick is
Wayne's
better
a
than-
fucking.
No, I never said you said anything.
But
like that.
Wayne's a
wouldn't
legendary
even say that
flexer
to
as
me.
well.
You wouldn't even say that to me.
Wayne flexes better.
You wouldn't even call that. Relax.
Yeah, no, that's a
No, but the same way I grew up always listening to Wayne, and Wayne flexes like incredibly well, and
Yeah.
always has. You know.
Yeah, certain artists flex well, and I could see the argument that Kendrick isn't the best flexer, but there is flexes and it does work
Like-
for me. And I'll say this. Let me just say this while we're on the point of flexing, because
Get your shit off.
if I'm being totally honest with y'all, Hope is always gonna be the GOAT. That is just
Yeah,
unfairly. It is what it is.
That's an undisputable
It is
fact.
what it is.
I don't want to say Drake neither, just because
If there is,
I really could have got it.
if
Drake.
there is, no, we're not doing
Yes.
that. If there is one person you can argue at this point, it is Kendrick. That is where I'm at with it.
What?
Hov is always the GOAT, but there's one person there's only one artist I will ever entertain GOAT conversation argue against Jay-Z. Anybody else you bring up, Nas, Wayne, Drake, Game. I don't know why I threw Game in there, but whatever.
Yeah,
say,
that was a crazy.
we throwing
pull,
it-
but
I was thinking of my top 10.
Nas,
like, I was thinking of my
you know,
top 10.
Gangstar,
Lil Dicky,
Lil Dicky,
Yeah, like-
fucking
Hey,
Krayshawn.
all right.
Krayshawn.
All right, don't do Game like that with Lil Dicky in there. Fuck out of here, that cornball.
Drake definitely up there,
I'm-
especially when it comes to flexing like the GOAT. Come
Yeah,
on now.
he
Top
can
Drake-
flex.
Drake is very good at
He
flexing.
can flex, but there is nobody else in the world that will ever allow me to entertain a GOAT conversation that's not Jay-Z other than Kendrick. I
have no idea.
I think he has earned that conversation, and he is the only other
I
artist
have
that has
no
earned that
idea why.
conversation.
How
But,
can he say that when Laser Dim 700 exists?
Like, this is insane. Like, you know what I'm saying? Lifestyle just came out. It's like, no,
Lifestyle just came out.
Also, you know there are not one but two yin yang twins, right? Like we got both.
Nah.
Both
Yeah, they
of
were
them.
twins.
Both of them.
They were 20 twins.
Nah, but listen, though,
Hey, Lil
like,
I know.
I don't know,
We're
I
not
feel-
trying
I
to
just
get in a
feel
GOAT conversation, but look, that's where I'm at with it.
I just feel like Kendrick should have never kept it so minimum. Like, I feel like he should every album have like these 2-3 songs where it's like, nigga, I'm the GOAT.
Well,
you know what
I-
I'm saying? Like 4 or 5, nigga, I'm the GOAT. This is what Jay-Z do. This is what Drake do all the time.
I
They
do-
do-
I
or at
do-
least a verse or two. You know what I'm saying? Out of 3 or 4
I
songs.
think
they
that-
both
think
flex
they-
better than Kendrick, but
I think that
Kendrick's flexes are
Kendrick
Is flexing
which-
everything?
You know what I'm saying?
Which
Like,
is-
like Hov coming on track, Mike Jordan and the mic recording this Hovey, baby, you Kobe, maybe
Yeah,
Tracy,
no,
you great.
Okay, Kendrick
Matter of
said-
fact, you
but
a
hold-
Harold,
hold on,
Minor,
but-
JR, right? Listen, he
literally
on
said
that.
on field. Kendrick literally said on field, I feel like Mike Jordan whenever I'm holding a real mic.
That shit sound weak. Like, it just sound weak. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But listen though, it just sound weak. Like,
I mean,
No,
it's
I-
like,
I-
it's
That's
like,
probably my delivery.
it might have been your, it might have been your delivery too. Because you did. Because the last time you
yeah.
gave me a lot, so I'm like, I gotta hear the song. Because there's no way it sounded this weak.
But let me just.
I'm like, there's no way it sounded that weak.
He said verbatim.
Nah.
To me, this is my question: is that fucking bravado got to be everything? Because again,
No.
if so, and
This
I
is
don't
why I
want to get into
said-
politics,
this
but
why I
that's
said-
some Donald Trump
This
ass
is why.
shit.
This is why context matter. Because I said I don't hear the GOAT when he talks in comparative to the GOATs that I listen to.
Now,
the GOATs that I listen
when
to,
he called
when they
himself the
flex,
God MC?
when they flex and they call themselves the GOAT, it flows off the tongue flawlessly.
The
Kendrick
Bitch
is
Don't
like,
Kill My Vibe remix? Oh, that
Okay,
don't sound like the God MC right there?
And also, if you want to talk about rolling off the tongue,
that
I'm sorry,
verse was doo-doo.
but fuck the big three. It's just Big Me. That rolled off well.
That's crazy.
I feel like you missed a word.
I like
there.
that,
What
though. I like that, though.
What was it again?
I actually
who was
like
in
that.
Paris? But what I will
I've never been to
what,
France.
What I will say to your point, Birdie, is that like what I do think. I think what the issue with Kendrick lies is that, which he addressed on Mr. Morales, like he had this kind of prophet status of whatever, and I think he played into it for a long time, but then realized that he didn't need to always play into it, and now he's at the point where he can have fun, he can flex, he can kind of operate differently because he got it off his chest from telling, because he was the hip hop savior, like
Dog, when he said on Family Ties,
unfortunately,
don't
he was that's what people looked at him as, and then now that everything has transpired the way that it has, now it's opened up the floodgates for him. He's like, okay, now I think he feels more comfortable doing whatever the fuck
I
he
don't need to
wants.
say
and
anything
whatever.
else. Nigga, fuck the big three. It's just Big Me.
When he
Nigga, boom! I ain't gonna lie. It was cool. It was cool. It was cool because he was going at Drake. But honestly, like,
I thought you forgot a word in
even
there.
when you like, when you listen to Control, he rapping on that bitch, naming all the artists, this, that, and the third. Like he trying
That's
to
not a GOAT
put
moment.
huh?
That's not a GOAT moment.
He's trying to be.
That's like one of his greatest moments, though.
But again,
But I
he's
don't
trying to
think
be
it
friendly.
was
But
that,
also,
yeah.
what he's saying is, listen,
I'll give you that.
hip hop right now
They got overblown
is
to that.
goddamn Gerber baby boo boo soft.
Well, at the time, 11 years ago, but yeah.
Yeah, he's
You
just
know.
basically
Still
saying like,
is.
yo, if you want to talk shit about me, like we can still be cool, we can still be in each other's albums. But if you want to do this game hip hop, which what it is a sport,
Then
you
squabble
better be-
up.
Then it's
Then
just-
squabble up.
The dividends.
It's literally like Kobe looking anybody in the eye and like, yo, listen, I could be on your team, Paul Gasol, but still, you want to
That was-
one-on-one
I see
against
him
me,
more like
I'm gonna still bust your
Like
ass.
a Lou Will, you know what I'm saying?
It is the Dan Campbell.
Dennis Rodman,
I don't
you know what I'm
care if
saying?
you got 3 toes and 1 ass cheek, we gonna still kick your ass.
Yeah.
Kendrick is
Yeah, like a
no,
Dennis
Young
Rodman.
Thug. If we want to get into this, Young Thug is Dennis Rodman out of anybody.
Fuck no.
Well,
Young
Kendrick-
Thug is
He's
hey,
the
fuck
fucking.
no.
He's the weirdo. He's wearing
Young
dress.
Thug-
My
Young
name
Thug-
is Jeffrey.
Young
He's wearing a
Thug-
dress on the cover, dog.
Listen,
Come on.
Young Thug is more like
He's home.
Young Thug is like who's a good
He's Dennis
Oh no,
Rodman.
Platte, this is where you're gonna have to lock in. You know, this is your spot right here.
He's
Hip
Dennis
hop
Ro-
and basketball.
Young Thug
Hip-hop
is Dennis
and
Rodman.
basketball, Yeah. Young Thug is Dennis Rodman. Dude,
I
had
put
so
Young
many-
Thug more closer to like
Swaggy P.
nah, he way better than the Swaggy P comparison. Hold on.
I had.
Right?
That was just comedy. That was just.
I'm just trying to think of a player, but I can't think of that right now. I ain't gonna keep thinking about it. But
Man, listen,
So
look,
until
it's
further notice,
definitely
he
not no
is
Dennis
Dennis
Rodman.
Rodman.
It's not no Dennis Rodman. Fuck no. Hell no.
Think of the way they operate.
Nah, I'm not even thinking. I'm talking about
Why
on
do
the
I feel
court.
like Dennis Rodman
on
is
the
Method
court,
Man?
on the court when the game matters, not everything out. Not I miss motherfucking one of them games to be at the club type shit. I'm talking about when the nigga get on the court and he about to hoop, you know what he gonna give you type shit, or possibly not know. What he
I
gonna
think that I like in a hip hop comparison. I don't know why, and maybe that's just me. Dennis Rodman remind me of Method Man. He ain't always there when you want him, but when you need him, that motherfucker show up.
give you. know who?
crazy.
That's a fair comparison.
I like that.
I guess.
I feel like just
I don't know. I honestly,
He's
I-
part of
He part of a good collective that make him, give accentuates what he needs, but also he can go solo and still drop a dime on your ass.
honestly, I see Young Thug more in the lane of like
I was thinking of Dennis Rodman.
a Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? That's like where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? Like when he go out there and perform to his best, that ball is on a string. He doing all types of spins. The wordplay is immaculate. The
It's
background
a clinic.
vocals, everything that
Him
goes
and Kendrick
on.
are to me the best in cadence right now in the game. by far.
Can I just say, what about Ja Morant? Young Thug is
John
John
Morant.
Morant.
John
Sometimes he gonna
Morant
get
is
suspended
like-
unnecessarily.
John Morant.
And he gonna beat the
John
charge.
Morant is more like a NBA
bit.
young boy.
Oh.
Like,
no.
like that's he kind of like just go out there just super aggressive,
Mad
like
as
you know
hell
what I'm
at
saying.
nothing.
He ready to pound that bitch on somebody at any moment. Pause.
Pause.
You know what I'm
No
saying?
Diddy. No Diddy.
Would you kiss a porn star, Paul?
Dog, that was one of the craziest conversations ever, man.
They called me on FaceTime.
Yeah, we gotta show that to you after.
They called me on FaceTime. Hey, bro, you can't post that, bro. My family.
All right, man.
Okay, what are we talking
I'm not
about
trying to hear
right
that shit,
We got way off topic.
What are we talking about
Yeah,
right now?
It's possible. It's
we had
one of the
a
show,
we had a whole list of other shit to get to. We had a whole bunch of topics, but we just gonna say fuck it. We gonna punt all that shit to next week. Shout out to
Amine's EP was cool.
Shout out to Amine for dropping the EP. Shout out to
yo.
Boldy James for dropping a dope project. Shout out Skilla Baby. Let's keep it Detroit for dropping a awesome
And
project.
shout out.
You know who shit would surprise me that I didn't expect to be
Blast the Deluxe.
Blast on his Deluxe, who is a project I thought was gonna be trash and is mostly trash, but better trash than I thought it would be. Finesse 2 Time.
School, they do it.
I did not.
Bro,
run
when
it.
I do it,
Fuck.
fuck them.
Bro, that shit was so in my life. That shit was so in my life
my
for so
God.
long before I knew who it was. That
Yeah,
shit
I
was
know.
crazy.
That,
Bro, I ain't gonna lie.
That kind
I
of
can't
became
even-
this like thing in society. Like people have been, yeah.
With
that's
that little
It's
fucking
like after
couple
I
on-
seen him, bro, I just can't even listen to his music no more. Anybody with that dumbass haircut, bro, it's over, bro.
Oh,
the,
bro,
the fade with the big ass patch in the no, bro.
It's bad in the
over.
way that you expect it to be bad, where you just like
Yellow Beezy. No, it's over.
Yellow Beezy.
It's over, bro. Like
Yellow
why your
Baba.
haircut like that? I don't even want to hear you rap.
Hey, but shout out Tisa Korean. He got the patch in the back. He all right.
I don't know who
Man,
he is, so
listen,
I'm glad.
Let me get these
Yeah,
shots out here.
get your shout outs.
Get this wrapped up because we'll be here all night. Travis Scott, like I said, is performing at Coachella.
Oh
and
no, this ain't what I
promises-
was. I'm sorry, this ain't what I was thinking of. This is a terrible haircut.
Yeah,
No,
that's-
you looking at that? I'm telling you, that bitch looks stupid as hell. Like, what the fuck?
My bad. Yeah,
Rock
look-
that shit for Halloween.
It's like a nigga mullet. Or something like I don't know. It's something in that range. Like I don't know what's going on with that shit back there, but that's what remind me of.
That's different.
no, that looked like nuclear.
You looking at Yellow Beezy or Finesse 2 Time?
Finesse 2 times.
No, that
I think
shit
Yellow
looked like
Beezy was
nuclear
worse.
fallout. That is
It looks-
that's Fallout.
It looked like
Yeah,
bro,
because his hair falling out.
That's Fallout, the Detroit version.
That's crazy.
Oh my god,
That's-
bro.
it looked like you know how niggas be having them neck rolls that you really you know what I'm saying you can't get rid of, but like yo, you have a little fuzzy hair type shit. It's kind of like it kind of look like that.
Oh,
for
Yellow-
real.
Yellow
It's like baby hair going wild.
Something like that.
Oh yeah, Yellow Beezy is the dude that was fucking. Wasn't he like close with Drake or something?
I have no idea.
I think he.
I
I
ain't
think he
gonna lie,
had
I
a
don't like-
record
I
with
don't-
Drake or something.
I heard like one song from him. I ain't really
All right.
interested for real.
You got your
Yeah.
shout outs. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
My bad, my
yeah,
bad,
let's
my
get,
bad.
let's
Yeah,
get,
good
let's
thing,
get
good
these
thing,
shots
good thing.
out here. Let's get these shots out here. Let's get this podcast out. Travis Scott, Coachella. He promises a new era of music. I guess this will be a conversation for another thing, but
It's lit.
can Trav go up any higher than he is? I feel like he's
He's
at
a-
like the level that
He hit
he's
his
gonna be.
precipice.
He's ceilinged.
Andre 3000, new music in 25, potentially a rap album.
We don't know.
He dropped
but
2
it
new
could
albums
be.
today,
So
or
he's
2
doing
new
Coachella.
songs,
Yeah,
and they were both more flute.
he's doing Coachella, but he said in the interview that the flute album didn't count towards his rap or towards his contract for music obligations. So maybe we get more him. Weekend is teasing the January drop. Playboy Cardi also teased the January drop, but who cares because Playboy Cardi ain't never gonna
He's
drop.
supposed to drop in January.
Wayne, Carter 6 update. Apparently the Carter 6 is at work. Jay-Z album rumors swirling containing the diss track. Who would he diss?
Drake. They already said it's probably gonna be against Drake.
I don't think.
They've had a very rocky relationship over time, haven't they?
Well, yeah, because it's fake as hell. It's like that's what Kendrick talks about when he talks about the industry. Like Drake and Jay don't actually like each other. Come on.
don't.
Like Drake likes Jay, but like They don't like Drake.
Because Drake
grew up idolizing.
Drake is the one who has the
basically
most potential in taking Hove's spot, and Hove knows
He
this.
followed the blueprint. Literally, Drake followed the blueprint of getting
I will
pop
say, hey,
and rap.
Talk is a hard ass record.
Talk is a great one.
Yeah.
But 10 of us we move in is one. That shit is hard.
I'm not on the gram.
I ain't on the gram.
No,
They know who I am.
Yeah, bro, that's the
God
hardest
to these.
bar.
Listen, this is when you listen to that verse. That's how a fucking goat talk, nigga. That's how a fucking goat talk. Kendrick can't talk like
Yeah,
that.
you just gotta open your ears, dog.
Listen, Kendrick can't talk like that,
Hey,
and that's the only reason why I
get
don't
a
never hear
Q-tip,
it. I don't hear the goat. I don't hear
Get a
it.
Q-tip. You
I
got
don't hear
wax.
it.
You got
I don't
wax
hear
in
it.
there. They
Don't
putting it on wax. You got wax in here.
Ironically,
Ironically,
you know, before I took a shower today, I cleaned my ears. But I just still think that if we listen to these songs, I'm gonna play for y'all after we get off the mic, and then y'all can give me y'all favorite little flex and Kendrick, you know what I'm saying, little goat sounding type S verse or whatever.
Fuck the big three, nigga. It's just Big Me.
You gonna hear the difference. You gonna hear the difference.
Nobody's arguing that it's not on that level.
I'm talking now.
He's not. Nobody's arguing.
Yeah, nobody's arguing that it's not on that level.
Niggas like shut up.
We got backpack. Yeah.
But
Pop star.
no, I don't listen. I don't think Jay's shopping. I don't know where he goes from 444. To be honest with you,
I don't know where you're going either, but
He said, apparently,
I think it got to be another retirement album. It gotta be.
No.
Hey, he 54. He's about to be 55 in 2 weeks.
He's got to double down on retirement. He's
got
like,
to.
no, guys, this time I really mean it.
Like,
So what I heard
got to.
rumor-wise was that
When you that great, you can do shit like that.
he trying to do, which, again, if it's done wrong, it's going to come off as like, oh,
man,
damn,
just
grandpa
do a Khaled
talking.
verse where you just talk your shit.
But he's apparently trying to do kind of his view of the industry right now. That's what the rumors I heard about this album, which again can come off either as dope, as a goat talk, or it's gonna come off
It's
as
gonna
like
come off dope.
it's gonna come off as fucking grandpa yelling at clouds.
No, I think, but even like
Hove will never come off as grandpa.
He's the one.
Yeah,
Hove.
Did y'all listen to Kingdom
Hove,
Come?
listen, Hove too much of a chill guy. I'm sorry, like
Yeah,
he's just too much of a chill guy. Like,
He's
It's
low key
not
a
gonna-
chill guy. No, but Hove is the one person that like. It doesn't matter. I mean, is he older yet? But like, he's respected by damn near fucking everybody. I've never.
He one of my all-time favorites. Like I want to see him succeed. I want him to
I know,
drop an album
but even
that's gonna fucking change the culture.
Even the new school, like the younger, like everybody overall. I've yet to see anybody like be like, no, Jay-Z really ain't even all in what. Like everyone pretty much.
well, no, it's a lot of people that be
Them
like,
Gen Z motherfuckers say.
No,
that.
I'm not talking about like people. I'm talking
The
about
Lil
like
Peep
the
fans?
people in the industry. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Listen, I know we had a whole document. I know Future and Metro did their GQ where they said what they said about the beef. That's we would be another 40 hours doing that.
we can run it back Sunday.
We're just all right. Let's do it.
I'll be
You
back
want to just
Sunday
have this
night,
to be
though.
the
It'll be Sunday night.
After we watch the
let's
Lions
do it.
win again.
Lions win again? Let's do it. Are we locking in?
Shit, I'm down.
All right, let's do
I'll
it.
come here straight.
I bet. So then y'all getting 2 episodes this week. But this album or this episode is just about the album, the Kendrick album, because that was more than enough content. Y'all don't want to hear me this long talking.
I do got 2 more. I have 2 quick announcements. One, Mac Miller Balloonerism, January 17th, coming out. Can't wait. Already heard it.
You can hear
Don't
in
know
his
if the
voice,
track
he
listens
happy.
to say. Okay, yeah. I'm a little happy for that. And I forgot what the other announcement was. So
Listen, hey yo, I got an announcement.
He was overstimulated talking about that.
I got an announcement. I just want to say,
Had to get out without you. Just like,
Just
fuck.
write this
He was
memory.
like, fuck.
I'm sorry, hey, when the goat come into conversation, I just lose all interest.
I got an announcement. I just
Same.
want to say I appreciate y'all for having me on this motherfucker. I've had a great ass time.
Hey, look,
Hold on.
I'll
Let's build on this outro. Build on the outro first, then you get to say shit like that.
I'm trying to build on this
Just wait
shit.
a
I thought
minute.
this
Build
shit
on the
was done.
outro. Let him build on the outro.
Nigga, that was
Then-
done.
No, I'll speak for the class and say that it's an open invite. Anytime you want to fucking pop on, you're more than welcome. You always got good things to say. And
Bryce Underwood going to Michigan, baby.
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you know what? Go ahead. Well, yeah. Do you want to make any other executive decisions? You want?
Yeah, we're pivoting to we're pivoting to a fashion podcast.
Yeah,
actually.
and we're now doing lunch in between episodes now. No, Man, shout out to Brice for joining us, man. That was dope, man.
Yeah, thank you for a good time.
I'm at
this is a fun one, guys.
Now that we're at the space that we're at with the studio that's still got more layers to it and still coming, but like we now have our own studio. Now it's gonna be expansive. It's gonna be a lot more guests. It's gonna be a lot of putting the homies on. It's gonna have a lot of just different rotating guests, but these are all crew members, and so I can't imagine going so many episodes without having Brice on, because this dude, bro. I remember. Quick side note. I remember when we were chilling at your place downtown in Detroit, and this motherfucker. When Chris said you hosted trivia, it just made the most sense to me because I went to your crib, and you're like, all right, everybody, here's the deal. We're playing Daytona by Pusha T. This is the first album that has been Grammy nominated that had 7 tracks since, like, bro, had like all the facts to it.
That's crazy. I don't even remember
spun
that
shit.
I was there. I don't remember. That was the same. Hey, look, same thing is fucking me being in a whole. We're in Detroit adjacent.
Yeah.
I was in New York City and I ran into somebody who knew you. You're global,
No, I swear
baby.
to God, this motherfucker's the mayor. This motherfucker's the mayor.
He's the mayor of the world.
Motherfucker.
The incredible BAM.
Big Gretsch gonna be like,
Incredible
Brice?
BAM.
Big Gretsch gonna be like, Brice? That's the home? You know him?
Oh, you ain't know he gave her the buffs.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Shout out Big Gretsch. Shout out Brice. No jokes. You killed this shit. I'm excited. I'm excited to expand the podcast, and we're gonna have a bunch of awesome names. Like, I mean, I can't even begin to flex the names we're gonna have. Like, we're gonna do some awesome things with this studio, so I'm excited for that. But Brice is just the tip of the iceberg. He is going to be back on the podcast because I know he killed it. My man Birdie, you know, as always, backcourt boys had to hold it down. Luka and Kyrie. I'll let you figure out which one is who. And then my boy Crisp Apples, all the production that he does. Man, I can't wait to get that sound, but we gonna fucking abuse the shit out of them drops.
We're upgrading soon.
Yeah, we're upgrading soon.
You've already seen upgrades. We're upgrading even more.
That's what I'm saying. But everyone, let me know your thoughts on the Kendrick album. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Help the channel grow. Let's build this community that we have here, and let's really just focus in on what you guys want to talk about. So next week we are going to talk about future Metro. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all the new albums. We just got completely blindsided by his Kendrick release, so we just want to do a one-off ep to Kendrick Lamar and this big project. But we will be back with more content. Everyone, as always, be safe. Have a good weekend. Don't do any of the dumb shit that I'm going to do. I'll see y'all next episode.
Mustard! Lions win again.
Yo,
Lions
Peyton
win
Presley, call me.